Hello, everyone, and welcome to Respawning Fire's 2025 Game of the Year episode. I'm one of your hosts, Alexander Kazina, aka Cozy Bear, and today I'm joined by an assortment of RAF regulars and special guests. First up is the man of the hour, the creator of Respawning Fire's Gaming Athlon from the great state of Kentucky, Adam Gumbert.
Hello, Superman.
Superman. Second up is Respawning Fire's co-founder, an avid 3D printer that loved Hollow Knight before it was cool, Chad Michael Innes.
Hey, everyone!
It's Chad. Third up is the latest addition to Respawning Fire's regular repertoire of hosts. When he's not attending weddings, he's the man behind the ones and twos on regular episodes of the show, Joel Campos.
I'm just excited to be here and excited for another year of Pody Goaties to begin tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Pody!
I'm excited too. Next up, you know her from her appearances on the JK Games podcast, Drop In, Drop Out, and Kinda Funny Games Daily. She's our one returning guest from last year's Game of the Year episode, Jerica Hannah. Jerica, oh, there she is.
Am I supposed to say something now?
You can say whatever you want.
I love hot dogs.
Hell yeah. And next up, our second guest is a newcomer to Respawning Fire's Game of the Year festivities. Please welcome one half of the Grow Up Level Up podcast, Samson Lee, also known as Samson XP.
What's up, gamers? Are you ready to win?
I mean, I'm ready to not lose. I'll say that much.
I'm not sure if this is a competition as well.
And our final guest for this evening is the other half of the Grow Up Level Up podcast. I won't delay any longer because I know he's been waiting the longest of all of us to be introduced. Please welcome Jordan Shuster.
The One Piece is real.
Whoa. That's crazy. And that's it for the introductions. We're all here. Man, I gotta say, going into tonight's Game of the Year stream, I was real nervous because last year's Game of the Year stream, it was solid. We all had a good time, but it was a little bit of a technical train wreck. You know, Chad, Jerica, all you guys can attest that it was a little bit of a mess getting things set up, but today went quite smoothly, all things considered. I have, what's it called? Task Manager opened up on my right-hand screen. The GPU, the CPU are both looking pretty nice and pretty. I think this is going to be a good time.
But the biggest question, is that your Logitech camera or is that your other camera? Because it's looking real sharp.
This is, in fact, my Logitech C920 camera and not the better camera.
Throw the other one away. This one's great.
I reasoned I didn't have enough time to really properly route what the issue was with it. By the way, Chad, I was really hoping that nobody would call out the fact that this isn't my normal camera. But you just had to notice that this wasn't the proper camera. And you got to call it out.
That's me. You're welcome.
Before we get this show on the road, a quick reminder that normally you can catch regular episodes of the Respawning Fire podcast live on twitch.tv/resp. No, we're good. I wrote in twitch.tv/respawn and it's like, I don't know about that. I don't think that's us. You can catch regular episodes of the Respawning Fire podcast live on twitch.tv/respawningfire every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as on YouTube and podcast services the following Wednesday. However, while you will get this particular episode on YouTube and podcast services shortly after it finishes airing live here on Twitch, afterwards we will be going on a short break until early January to rest and recover our metaphorical batteries. So no other new episodes for the immediate future. However, in the meantime, if you're craving more Respawning Fire content, you should check out our Patreon, where we just shared our early access version of Rafter Dark episode 11. It's our meatiest episode of Rafter Dark that we've ever done. Joel talks about his recent visit to Chicago's new Gundam store. Chad talks about yelling at kids in movie theaters. And I take both of them on a photo tour of my recent vacation to Slovenia. So if all that sounds cool to you, you can pick up
Boom,
said
shaboom.
episode for just $1 over on patreon.com/respawningfire. With that out of the way, I was going to say that this is where we begin to count down our collective game of the year. However, Chad, you had something that you wanted to go over with us first.
I do. Today, I was texting Jerica saying, hey, here's your link. Also, Samson and his podcast guest, who I don't know if Cozy ever told me his name, so I just called you podcast guest, and now I do know you as Dr. Jellyman.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
As I was texting Jerica Samson's name, I was like, I'm like 95% sure this is the same Samson from 1,000 years ago. And then I went back and found a spreadsheet. There's a spreadsheet that we started in January of 2019, 7 years ago, when Respawning Fire, which was just like brand spanking new as a brand. We were previously the Split Screen Gaming Podcast, and we had advertised on Kind of Funny Games Daily and said, hey, we want other people to come podcast with us because it's fun when you do that.
For context,
And I was looking back at the spreadsheet.
This is how I discovered Respawning Fire as well. I heard that same advertisement on Kind of Funny Games Daily, and I was like, I should check this out.
What you'll discover in the next 45 seconds is that that's how everyone on this podcast discovered Respawning Fire, because we kept a spreadsheet to manage all of the people. We had 48 different people reach out to us and say we want to be co-hosts. And so we had a spreadsheet keeping track of who's going to be on what date, what podcast they're a part of. And then we also kept a column that I totally forgot about of like information about them, like how did they do on the show.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh no!
So I went back to this spreadsheet, and for our very first guest episode was Alex Cozy Bear Cozina and Trevor Bettis on January 20th, 2019. Wow. How did Cozy perform? Well, in January 2019, we wrote we wrote Little Quiet but Awesome. My, how you've grown, Cozy. I don't know if I could call you a little quiet anymore. But in 2019, you were. That was the very first guest episode. And then the second guest episode was Engaged Family Gaming and Parker Pagale. But then the third one on February 3rd was Jerica Hannah, a.k.a. Glitch Girl at the time.
Wow. This is a throwback.
God. Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
In the notes, I wrote Mass Effect fan, quiet but good.
Everyone's
everybody
quiet
quiet?
compared to Chad.
Everybody's quiet.
I'm just saying.
Compared to Chad, everybody's quiet.
So in the first, I guess technically it's like 2 weeks from the calendar to calendar, we had Cozy and we had Jerica. And then the next week, we had Adam Gumby and Sam, aka Samson Licious in my spreadsheet here.
Gosh.
On the same episode. 2 more people who are on this podcast right now. About Adam, I wrote, great! Exclamation point.
That's good.
No,
Adam, you got
Chad deleted the rest. He deleted the rest when he saw it.
Oh yeah.
About Samson, I wrote, first time podcasting, but was super well spoken, great energy. Look at that. That was your first time podcasting. Now
It really was. I was gonna say thank you, Chad, for giving me my first platform to podcast.
You're welcome,
I
you're
did
welcome.
that on my old MacBook in my childhood bedroom, around some blankets, because I'm like, I gotta get the best sound quality. But look at us now.
My, how far we've come.
How far
And then on
we
February
have come.
17th, the next week, was supposed to be Joel, but it wasn't. So we just had John Hansen on. And Joel ended up not coming on until March 31st. And by March 31st, we got tired of using the spreadsheet and I didn't write anything about him. But today I would say handsome devil and the best man at any wedding. So,
A little quiet.
There you go. A little
Wow.
quiet. A little quiet.
No, the best man at every wedding is what
That's
you
right.
should say.
That's right. So thank you all for
That's
being
so
part
cool.
of the start
Thank you,
of this
guys.
new brand of Respawning Fire over the last 7 years.
Yeah.
And this is really
We've-
cool to have this group together here.
So we've all been peeing in the hot tub
Yes.
together.
We are
Okay,
all
okay.
now in a communal hot tub of piss.
Good.
That was
Can
all
you-
started by us.
Oh,
Did
man.
you add a new row and just throw Jordan's name in there? Sir Doctor.
Yeah, Jordan,
Yeah.
Dan.
Dr. Lovewagon. What is your name? Dr.
Little quiet. First time in the
Love
pistol.
Dr. Lovewagon.
I can't even remember what it was.
I'm gonna
Jellyman,
let
that's
you
what it was,
come up.
Jellyman.
You can call me whatever you want.
I do like Joey.
Alrighty, well, let's get this show on the way. If this is your first time tuning into our Game of the Year episode, the way this works is real simple. Ahead of time, I asked every person in participant on this particular episode to send me their top 10 personal Game of the Year list for this year. I allowed them to include both games that released in 2025 and outside of 2025. I then took everyone's lists and tabulated them to determine what our master list was of our overall top 10 game or games of the year. Well, technically it has to be plural, but is it going to be plural in the sense that there will be just 10 games or more than 10 games? Well, that's what you're about to find out. Are we ready for our 10th slot on the list?
Let's go.
We're ready.
All right.
sir.
Thank you for saying a word of affirmation, Chad. I wasn't certain if we were ready to go. Scream it, Chad. Show us how loud we should be.
Let's go.
Perfect. Let's go. Number 10. Sword of the Sea.
Whoa.
A delightful little indie game made very much in the spirit of games like Flower and Journey before it. And tied in 10th place, Power Wash Simulator 2. The sequel to Power Wash Simulator 1. Hey, it made it on the list.
Wow.
That's
For-
wild. I did not expect Sword of the Sea to I voted for it, so I'm glad it's on this list. But yeah, I'm so glad that someone else at least probably had enough points to put it on
I can
here.
reveal that Sword of the Sea was voted on by both Chad and Jordan. I did not play Sword of the Sea. I'm not
I
sure
knew I loved you, Mr.
who else here
Lovewagon.
played it. So I will cede the floor to you guys.
Sort of forgot about it. I feel really bad
Wow.
now. And it was a
Wow.
great time. And I'm like, when I saw it pop up here, I was like, well, maybe it wasn't good if I forgot about it. But it seems like it was like last year when I played it, but it's just been a few months.
Jordan, tell me about your time with Sword of the Sea.
I would love to tell you about my time with Sword of the Sea. Sword of the Sea was an unexpected pick for me, but it did rank high up on my list. I don't know if I can reveal where exactly that was, but I really don't know that I thought I was going to stick with this game. And then I got into this game, and I think the big thing that I said to Samson on the Grow Up Level Up podcast was that the way Sword of the Sea makes you feel is how you want to feel when you play every Tony Hawk game, but you suck at them, so you don't feel good about yourself. And just the fluidity behind the motion and the traversal in the game really carries it. And then as you get further in, you kind of discover that there's this sort of unspoken story, because I mean, it's a game with no dialogue. It's just vibes, but I had a blast with it. Of course, I do actually remember watching Jerica and a few of her other cohorts there discussing Sword of the Sea, and they encouraged everyone listening to go back and check out some of the other games from the studio. And that's why I also downloaded Abzu, which is a rare thing for me to do, to go back and download or try an adjacent game from the same developer and that kind of thing. Did I actually get around to playing Abzu? No, I didn't. But I downloaded it. So there's that.
I loved this game. It was a great time. I big fan of the folks over at Giant Squid, and who were previously from the folks at Journey, that game company. So yeah, I really enjoyed Abzu. I was excited when this one came out, and I think the only thing I'll add to this is that this is one of those games that makes you remember, fuck, the DualSense has such great haptics, and we don't talk about it enough. Every once in a while you come across a game, whether it's Astrobot or Returnal or this one, where you're just like, fuck, this is such a cool controller, and we don't give it enough shout outs. So shout out to this game and the DualSense.
Hell yeah.
I didn't play Power Wash Simulator, so somebody else can talk about that one.
Jerica, I believe that you played Power Wash Simulator 2.
It's my second game of the year. I don't know
Whoa.
why it landed there, but I guess personally for me, like, I don't know. I got a little quick story. I shared this last night because I was telling another group of friends about my whole obsession with power washing. I don't think I've told any of you, so this is gonna be great. Um, I don't know. Like I've been playing a lot of games this year. I played the most games this year that I have had played in like the last 3 years. But I was finding myself like I need something that I can truly like be challenged a little bit, but I just need to relax. And a lot of people tell me, oh, that's one of those games that, oh, you got a podcast on while you're playing. And I'm like, no, man, I am raw dogging with the power wash sim. Let me tell you, I have it in just like, it's just me in the water, just hitting the wall, just hard. Just that's all that's going on. And if you've ever power washed before, which I have, recently we acquired one. I've been power washing outside. It's a satisfying job. And this game does it very well in terms of simulating that. And every level's broken up in a really like balanced way. Like you might have this huge house you have to pressure wash, and then you go to this like this little car with all these nooks and crannies and like different things. You have to like get on your knees and like you're power washing on your back. It sounds easy, but you should try it. It's fun. It's addicting. But yeah, I was like looking just for a game that I could just sort of zone out in, but also still have fun. And that was my jam. That was just like my recharge game. Believe it or not, I was like getting a little burnt out on like playing so many games at once. And that was sort of like my reset game. And I just had so much fun with it. Literally was like at the post office. Like this was a few months ago when I was played a lot of it. And I saw a guy with a pressure wash outfit on. So I went up to him. I was like, I'm going to talk to this guy about pressure washing. I was like, yo, man.
Hey, man, wash this.
You pressure wash? He's like, well, yeah, it's my business. I was like, that's so cool. I got to tell you, I've been playing a video game and that's all you do with it. And the dude was like, what? And he started like smiling. He was so into it and just like really excited that he found it so entertaining that there's a video game and that's all you do is pressure wash. And he was like, yeah, this is something I've been doing for like 5 years now. And like my wife got sick. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she's like living at home now. And this allows him to still work and come home and help her. And I was like, nice. Cool. Let me tell you, like maybe she wants to play this game if she's stuck at home. Still close to you. I don't know.
Wait until he finds out that Chad was playing this game in VR and not getting paid for it.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't think he's ever met probably another woman that was as obsessed with power washing. He gave me a card. I wish I would have brought it over here. And he was like, call me if you ever want to make a career page. Might need to keep my options open, year later. I probably bring more money home. I told him I just got like a $70 one recently. And he's like, oh, well, you got to be careful with what kind of materials you're using the different power on. Like, he's like, I met a guy that ruined a whole $1 million house or something with the windows and some with the paint. And I was like, I'm not doing any of that, but okay. I'm glad to know you could teach me. So yeah, I think he wanted to hire me.
The power wash market never runs dry is what they say.
That's what he told me too. Yeah.
Wow.
I gotta find his card. The name of his company is so funny. It's like Squeaky Clean, something power. I don't know. Anyways,
that's really
Pressure
awesome.
Wash Simulator, bringing us together, even IRL.
Real quick, I didn't play Power Wash Simulator 2. However, the entire cast of Respawning Fire did play Power Wash Simulator 1 earlier this year because we had it as part of our BARF monthly video game book club, whatchamacallit. Did anyone else here check out Power Wash Simulator 2? Adam, I feel like you might have checked out Power Wash Simulator 2, or am I mistaken?
Yeah. No, it's very obvious how much you listen because I literally talked about this,
it might,
already.
For the record, it might have been on the episodes where I was in Europe. So I legitimately might have missed the discussion.
Absolutely not. You were here.
Okay.
But no,
right.
I played it as well. I like it a lot. Everything Jerica says is true. It's like the first game, but better. Every little qualm we had with the first one they fixed. And then it's got 4-player co-op. It's just a great time. If you want to zone out and just do some bullshit and clean a bathroom that goes into the ground, check out Power Wash Simulator 2 because you can do it. It's great.
Hell yeah. So good.
Alrighty. Are we ready for number 9?
Yeah.
Excelente. Number 9. Hollow Knight. The original. Not Silksong. Look at this. What a gorgeous game. All the way back in
Adorable
2017.
little guy.
And, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. It's Norman Reedus fighting the Pizza Man, the Red Samurai, motorcycles, and it's a three-way tie. Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. Look at all those Pokemon cards.
What is this?
This is
Samson?
the online game, Chad, not the mobile one.
We'll be able to tell you all about it. Actually, you know what? Let's go in
Wow.
reverse this time around. Samson, I've admittedly not have a lot of exposure to the Pokemon trading card game. I played a little bit of TCG Pocket when it came out a couple of years ago, had fun with it, and I knew for the longest time that obviously there's a client for playing the trading card game online on your browser, but I don't really have any experience with TCG Live. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So, let me tell you a story. It is the year 2024, I guess. So a year ago. It wasn't that long ago. But I really wanted to get back into physical card games. Like growing up, I played a lot of Magic. Yeah, it was mostly Magic, to be honest. So I really want to get back into that, especially after like COVID, right? I wanted to get back into going to shops and playing against real people. So I went on this, I guess, like almost year-long streak where I was just trying every card game. Tried Lorcana, I tried Magic again, Yu-Gi-Oh! What's the other one? Like One Piece. And then, funny enough, the last one I thought of trying was Pokemon. And everybody, of course, everybody knows everybody loves Pokemon. So ironically, it was the last one I tried. And I loved it. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. And then I thought, I wish I could play this all the time. And then I found out that there's an app and there's a computer version of this game. So I downloaded it and checked it out. And you guys know how like free card games like Pokemon Pocket, like I don't know, Hearthstone, all these like gotcha collect them games, they're a little predatory with some of their mechanics and their rolling and all that. Pokemon TCG Live is 100% generous because the starter decks you get are the like top tier decks that folks are playing at the big tournaments. So right off the bat, you are playing almost at the highest level. And then, yes, there are cards that you have to craft and disenchant and all that to get new cards. But after like 2 months of playing, and I'm not even really grinding, I'm just kind of playing once in a while, I have enough money for like forever to craft any card I want whenever I want. So I was like a little shocked at how much money I spent on this digital card game, which is zero. And also how it's like 100% the real card game that I could play in real life. So all the skills I'm learning on the digital side, I'm also taking to my weekly locals and playing against real people and meeting real people. Of course, conspiracy is that they made this free and super generous, so you end up buying the real cardboard, right? Sure, you don't have to do that part, but because on its own, Pokemon TCG Live is like the complete package and it's completely free. There's like ladder, there's multiple modes, you can play casual, you can play ranked, there's a battle pass that's free every month, it's just like, and there's no ads, there's no like, whoa, make sure you roll for Susie Sally by Friday or else she's gone forever. Like there's none of that, and I'm just like shocked at how not more people are like noticing, like if you want to play a card game that is easy to learn, hard to master, and you can bring those skills into like a real environment and meet other people, like Pokemon TCG Live is a hidden gem. Pokemon is a hidden gem.
I think that's where some of the other TCGs lack, like in terms of online games. Like the Magic game, you could play and it has many of the same mechanics, but the most popular format is Commander now, right? And you can't play Commander in the app. And Samson, I've been waiting for you because I literally have hundreds of these code cards.
Yo,
literally hundreds.
I also have a deck of those. And that's one thing that I forgot to mention is like when you buy a pack in real life, like I'm assuming you collect two, Joel, or to some extent. You get these little codes, and then here I'll just flash one on the screen. If you're watching, you can have this one.
Someone steal it.
You enter in the code into the game, and then it gives you that same pack in the game for you to like disenchant or use those cards. I don't think it's like exactly what was in the real pack is also what you get in the game, but you get like a free pack essentially. And I have so many. I just don't use these.
I collected so many like these are all 151 packs. Like that's how many packs I've had. This is just my stack of one Pokemon 151. But yeah, I don't play the online game, so I have no use for these.
I mean, you could start. It's easier than like Magic, than a lot of the other card games. I tried the new League of Legends one, and even that is like a step above how simple Pokemon is. You just like do your turn, and then I don't know if there's any cardboard nerds in here, but there's no instant speed mechanics. As in, you do your turn, and then it's Jordan's turn, and I just sit there and watch, and try to react to whatever he said. So that works for some people. That doesn't work for some people. I kind of like it because then I don't need to be thinking all the time. I can sit and wait for a response. But yeah, there's good and bad in that. So Pokemon TCG Live, a hidden gem, I think, in the Pokemon. What are you, Megasphere?
Megasphere.
World?
Yeah. That works. The Mega Ball.
Conglomerate.
Because it's Pokeballs.
Yeah. Mega Ball. There you go.
Hell yeah. Well, that's really cool. Moving on up in reverse through the list, Death Stranding 2, Jerica, I know that you have a lot to say about this game. I will say real quick, Death Stranding 2 is a game that I played in 2025 and did not have on my list, but purely for technical reasons, those reasons being that I did not beat this game this year. I had a very specific situation going on where a close friend of mine was like, hey, I basically played the original Death Stranding, like looking over the shoulder of my partner, and now my partner is in my life and isn't in my life anymore. Would you be willing to stream Death Stranding 2 for me, and we can play it over the course of many weeks? And I was like, yeah, sure, not going to be a problem. This person did not tell me that they work basically 120 hours a week. They have no time whatsoever. And I'm like, I'll wait for you because it's not like I'm in a rush to complete this game, but we still, after all this time, have not beaten this game. Enjoyed what I played of Death Stranding 2 tremendously. I think that Kojima's style is impeccable, but I didn't really feel comfortable putting the game on my list, having not seen a lot of the late game, end game stuff that I know is going to be theoretically pretty cool. I've amazingly not spoiled myself to too much of what occurs late into this game. But Jerica, you played and beat this game.
Yes. I sort of like had to rush it there after like 60 something hours. I was still rushing. So like even went back and revisited a lot of the stuff after like, I guess like 4 or 6 hours probably leading up to the end game. Like I rushed through that content and God, I thought I saw all of that game, but there's so much jam packed. My girlfriend got to hours and hours of content that I never touched. And just to see, like, it's literally the perfect sequel. Like, it's everything I wanted from what a Death Stranding 2 could be. I literally never thought we would have a sequel to that game, truly. I thought it was just Kojima's new studio project, just something to, figure out, hey, what can this studio do? But no, they were committed to it, and it is literally the perfect sequel. Like, I think anyone... I will stand by this. Don't play the first one unless you just really want to. Just watch a trailer, watch a whole video on YouTube to see what happens in the story. But I wouldn't put myself through that because like the first game is such a slug and you're just like walking a whole lot more. I mean, you're walking a lot in the sequel too, but just not a lot in the, it's very desolate. The first game's very, very lonely. And I think that sort of hits for certain reasons, but the sequel just had so much more fun getting from point A to point B. There's just way more to do. If you do miss and wish that it had combat, they fixed the gunplay. There's a lot of ways that you can take down an enemy base. The weapons are fun to upgrade. I just love making deliveries. I love traversing this world. I love trying to traverse it without vehicles or like with certain types of upgrades. Like, can I literally walk here? And you can if you are dedicated to it. But yeah, technical achievement, like this is the best, like to this day, like now, this is the best looking game I've ever played. It's stolen from, I guess, like Forbidden West Horizon, because that was like my other game that I'm just like, this is the best looking game I've ever seen. Death Stranding 2 has taken its throne. My God. And then this, just the story is so fun. And I love how it wraps up. There's a lot of incredible musical scenes in this game. A lot of moments that will just give you the biggest goosebumps, and you'll be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but that was just really cool. Which is Death Stranding in a nutshell. So best performance by far by why is his name just leaving me? The voice
Norman
Troy
Reedus?
Baker. Jesus, no,
Troy Baker, yeah.
Troy Baker plays Higgs, and like he was my favorite part of the game, the whole game. He's so good. I love him so much in this game. But yeah, it's my game of the year. That was number 1 on my list. I finally just put it there because it's the game I had the most fun playing. So good.
Hell yeah. And finally, for the original Hollow Knight, full disclosure, the original Hollow Knight probably only made this list because we also played it collectively as a group at Respawning Fire as part of our BARF backlog accomplishment. Myself and Chad both had it on our individual lists. I found Hollow Knight was definitely one of those games where it reminded me a lot of the original Dark Souls, not just in the similarities in its combat and difficulty, but also in just how playing the original Dark Souls back in the day, there definitely was that adjustment period where I had to kind of unlearn a lot of what I had learned to expect from similar action adventure games and had to kind of get more on its wavelength. It was very similar with Hollow Knight, where I kind of had to unlearn what like I typically come to expect from other similar platforming games, similar Metroidvania games to get on its wavelength. And once I got on that wavelength, I found Hollow Knight to be a very enjoyable game. It definitely is not without its pain points, but I'm looking forward to really replaying it at some point in the future because I didn't complete any of the extra objection stuff. I basically just got the simplest ending. Many would argue the worst ending in the game and kind of left it at that. And I'm excited to go through and really 114% it. Or is it 112%? Chad, you can correct me on that.
I think it's 112%. Yeah. We played this as a BARF game earlier this year in May, and this was my second time playing it. And the first time I played it back in 2019, maybe 2020, I was like, this is a great game. And I beat it. And I had completed, I think it was 57% of the game. And then when we played it again this year, I was like, you know what? Maybe this time I'll like try to get some more trophies. And I completely got just took a hot tub dip in there and just like sucked up all the water and drank it and bathed in it and just celebrated in this bath of Hollow Knight. And it was incredible and it was wonderful. And it was I think this was number 2 on my list, I believe. I had this just appreciation for this game in such an amazing, like it was the first time I played. It was just like the first time I played Symphony of the Night when I realized like, oh, you could end the game here and it could be a great game, or you could turn the castle upside down and there's an entire second part of this game that you didn't even know existed in Symphony of the Night. I had that same experience with Hollow Knight and it was like, what a naive little tiny baby man I was when I played this the first time. There's so much more here. And it drove me to I got every single trophy except for I have one more Pantheon to beat. And I decided I'm not going to beat it. And then I played Silk Song earlier this year. I was like, fuck, I think I'm going to go back and try that Pantheon. So I might have that platinum trophy soon. Hollow Knight, great game.
I'll touch
Great
on Hollow Knight for a second there,
game.
if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It was not on my list, but I dipped my toes into the hot tub there, while Chad was, sucking it all up. And I think I spent about 8 to 10 hours in it. And I couldn't agree with both of you guys more. It takes some adjusting, but once you kind of get used to the feel of it and how it plays, I was like, all right, I tried this out to see if I wanted to get into Silksong. And naturally, I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. But I didn't want to burn out on it. And that's why I stopped at that point. I think at that point, Silksong was 2 weeks out or something. So I was very much like, all right, I know I'm interested in Silksong now. I'm going to get Silksong, but I'm going to put a pin in this. And I haven't gone back to it. I mean, we did just get the announcement of some DLC for Silksong, so I might not need to go back to it. But, that itch might just come creeping back. So
Hell yeah. Before we reveal entry number 8, I can confirm that Manly Brian is in the chat. He posted bonk, B-O-N-K, all caps, just a few moments ago. So hi to Manly Brian.
Hello.
Are we ready for number 8?
Yeah.
Chad, I need the confirmation. Chad, belt those pipes. Belt them. All right, let's reveal number 8. Pokemon Legends ZA. Look at all those mega Pokemon doing their mega stuff.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Pokemons. So this one's interesting. You know, there were
The
occasionally
Greninja's Mega is just he's upside down.
Yeah, that's what makes him powerful. Well, because all the blood rushes to his brain, and so that makes him smarter and thus more powerful. This one was, you know, there were a couple of funny moments assembling the list for this episode, and this was an interesting moment in that I ranked this game very high on my personal list. I'm not going to reveal exactly where I ranked it, but I ranked this game very high. Chad, Joel, and Samson also ranked it on their individual lists, and they all ranked it much lower. And so it is the funny thing where all 4 of us are in agreement that this game is great, but the magnitude of how great we think this game is a little out of whack amongst the 4 of us. Joel, I see you sitting there quietly, patiently. I'm going to let you kick this off, give you a chance to speak.
Yeah, so Pokemon Legends ZA, it's definitely, I'd say, probably the best Pokemon game that's been out since, you know, the Switch era has started. I enjoy the Mega Evolutions a lot. I liked Sun and Moon a lot back in the 3DS days. They're definitely a lot better than the terrestrialized Pokemon that we had that were just fucking Pokemon with chandeliers on their heads that they looked really dumb. I hated it so much. But yeah, like I enjoyed this game a lot. Yeah, like the way it ran on the Switch 2 was, while not amazing, it was really good compared to what we were coming from with, you know, Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield. So they've definitely taken like huge leaps up. I just want to hear people talk in this game. Like it's never gonna happen, but I want voice acting to come to this game so badly. I think it would.
Don't say never say never.
I think it would take the Pokemon series to a whole new level, and I don't think it would be that much work for them to do, just to add voice acting in. But yeah, I enjoyed the game a lot. Didn't know I was gonna like the Paris kind of set piece of it all that much because it didn't look that big. Like when I first started the game, you know, the map doesn't look that big, but I think they do enough to change it around enough throughout the game that makes it interesting, and it's kind of a world that I enjoyed doing a bunch of side stuff in. So yeah, I think that kind of speaks a lot to a world in a video game if I actually want to do the side stuff, even though it doesn't really necessarily reward you that greatly. It's just fun to run around and do all these little small side tasks from time to time.
Hell yeah. Samson, what about you?
2 of my Poke picks in a row. I am eating well. This game came out at a kind of special time in my life. I was in Japan when this game came out, so I got to kind of be in Shibuya and see all the activations and all the fun events and stuff. I went to one of the Pokemon centers and they had like, you know, the starters people in the Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig costumes dancing around for us. So it was like, it came out at a very cool time that I didn't go to Japan on purpose for this. It just lined up well. In regards to the game, I think I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I liked it enough to put it low on my list. That's why it's kind of in this funny spot. What I liked about it, I think that the loop really worked for me, where daytime is like catch the Pokemon, train your guys a little bit, and then nighttime is fight the trainers and pretty much do that like that traditional gym battle route. Like if you were to take out the Z to A to Z to A, and it just became like the Elite 4 or the Elite 26. That's kind of what it was, and I saw through it. But I like that. I like how one section of the game was train and battle, the other section was fight and level up. What I didn't necessarily love was that it felt kind of long, which is kind of silly. I felt like it was a lot of like, okay, the story's going, we're meeting these characters, we're getting to these new plot points, and then they suddenly say, all right, now stop and fight these 3 big guys. And the boss battles were challenging sometimes, but not necessarily interesting, because I can beat all 3 in a night, but then I like lost one of my nights to this story beat that abruptly stopped while we were going along. So for that, I kind of docked some points on it. But other than that, like, yeah, I love the loop. Of course, the battling mechanic is really fun and really fresh for the Pokemon series. I don't think they're gonna stick with this long term, but I would love to see like more depth and like if they iterate this in another Pokemon Legends series going forward, making it more of a action cooldown like Final Fantasy VII almost kind of game. Like some sort of like item interaction with within it. There was like a lot of times I was going into my menus and healing my Pokemon. If that was somehow blended in a little more smoothly into the battling part, I think they have something kind of cool here. So lots to like, lots not to like, but overall I had a really good time with Legends ZA.
On the most recent episode of the Respawn Aim Fire podcast, the way I describe it is this game is kind of like the middle evolution in a Pokemon evolution line. If Pokemon Legends Arceus was the Charmander, this is the Charmeleon, and hopefully later on down the road, they're cooking up a Charizard that will really take the battle system to the next level. Chad, do you like Charizard? Did you play as Charizard in this game?
I do like Charizard. I did play as Charizard here, and last night I got that new Charizard in the Pokemon Pocket TCG game, the immersive Charizard card, and it has all the evolutions, including the Mega, on the same card. It's the coolest fucking card I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, this game, this is becoming the Pokemon that I've always wanted Pokemon to be, and I love the battle mechanics of this even more, that they're real time, and that there are so many different opportunities for it to encourage you to play it in different ways, whether that is, you know, sneaking up on someone and using a particular type of attack that you wouldn't have used because that's not your strongest Pokemon, but you're encouraged to do it here to complete some kind of bounty or quest or whatever it is. So yeah, I like that a lot. It is number 10 on my list, however, because I couldn't feel like I could give that enough. It was too much to put it any higher than that, because it was going to be among things that didn't look like, yeah, it's Paris, but every single alley in Paris looks exactly the same. And especially now that I learned that Expedition 33 and this had basically the same budget, it's like you could have done so much more.
Chad, you don't know that. For all you know, this game is an accurate depiction of Paris. Remember, it's not Paris in Expedition 33. That's Lumiere. That's the aberration, and this is the truthful game.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. This was also number 10 on my list, Chad.
Same minds.
So
I've also had almost all of this Mountain Dew hard right now, and so I am feeling real good right now. You guys,
watch out, folks. The rest of this podcast is about to get real interesting. We're about to go deep in the hot tub. This game, I mean, yeah, this is a game. It's so easy to criticize this game for its lack of presentation values, its lack of voice acting, as we got into earlier. But this game really just offers so much to love as well. I love the dual system of by day exploring the city, catching Pokemon, and completing side quests, which I all found very fulfilling. And by night, going out into the battle zones and battling other trainers. The open world of this game is small and compact in the best sort of possible way. Initially, yeah, you might look at the map and think, oh, this feels kind of small, but they really make the most of that map. And it's like, yeah, I would rather take a small and condensed open world like this to something that's big and bloated. Yeah, you know, this game, in the long run, we might look upon this game as being, again, the Charmeleon to an eventual Charizard that we will get that really takes its battle system to the next level. But right now, right here in this point in time, I'm really loving this game. And I also recently just started playing the DLC, the Mega Dimension DLC. And let me tell you, lots of good stuff in that DLC as well. Favorite thing above all, though, about this game is I really think that this game absolutely nailed its cast of supporting characters. I think that all of the like companion characters and like rivals that you encounter in this game are like really just wonderfully written and incredibly likable. I genuinely think that if this game had voice acting, like the characters in this game would be as acclaimed and well regarded as like the characters in a JRPG, like the ones that Atlas makes, like a Metaphor Refantasio, like a Persona. I really think that the Pokemon series has quietly really honed the quality of its writing and characterization over the past few years. And yeah, I really do hope that they really do finally go all out with voice acting and all these other, little things that we would want out of the series going forward. And with that,
I do like the side characters.
Oh yeah.
Of Lita.
Hell yeah. Are we ready for number 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Number 7. Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. Adam, you can wake up now. You have something to talk about.
No, I'm still drinking my bourbon, going right back to sleep, buddy.
Just take a quick little break from the bourbon, Adam, and tell us a little bit about Citizen Sleeper 2, because you and I both had this game on our lists.
I'm going to modify your note in my spreadsheet to say, great, alcoholism problem.
Problem. But here's the thing about Citizen Sleeper 2, and I feel this way about a lot of games, is when you come out in January, oh boy, it's hard to remember those games when we get to, November, December. But that game is something special. It is sort of a space adventure, tabletop role-playing idea, visual novel kind of a thing. All the characters are wonderful. The stakes feel real. When things start to go bad, it feels like they're going very bad. You always feel like you're on the edge of desperation, but then always able to overcome because there's a little bit of hope. This is the thing. It's, as a visual novel, the writing is fantastic. I absolutely love it. And there's just enough mechanics in the game to keep it engaging. And yeah, I played that game in January and I absolutely adored that game. So I did not want to forget about it and not give it its flowers, because if you have ever been cared about like a story and cared about characters and stuff, I would recommend it to anybody at all. It is excellent in basically every way. So I had to make sure to give it its love.
Yeah, I'm pretty much entirely right there with Adam. I think this game is just exquisitely written. One of the best written video games of all time. I think that its cast of characters is incredible, like beautiful, simplistic 3D art to represent a lot of the biomes and areas that you explore, and really great character portraits for a lot of the individual characters. Fantastically moody score, and the kind of RPG dice-based system that controls a lot of the actions that you take in this game is not the most complex thing ever, but it's kind of right exactly where it needs to be in terms of complexity. I think any more complex and it would be a little bit tough to master, but I think that it kind of finds that perfect balance of being simple, but still there being enough of a learning curve that will take you the entire runtime of the game to fully master. And speaking of which, this game is kind of the perfect length. It tells exactly the story that it needs to tell in a relatively efficient amount of time and doesn't outstay its welcome. And I love it for that. This was a really special time. And as Adam said right at the beginning, it's not often that you remember the games that released all the way back in January, but this was a game that I absolutely remembered when I first started to sit down to draft my personal top 10 list. Are we ready for number 6?
Yes.
Alrighty. Number 6. Battlefield 6. Very appropriate that it made this spot on the list. Look at all those military men shooting their things.
Shitting their things.
And Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh, Beanan.
Both destroying my walls,
I was going to say 2 like Levolution heavy games represented on this list.
Yeah,
Joel,
you punch through the houses in those games. Yeah.
You and Adam both had Battlefield 6 on your individual list, so I'm going to throw to you first. Tell us a little bit about the Levolution of Battlefield 6.
Well, what I will tell you is there's no Levolution in Battlefield 6 outside of just smashing walls. Levolution was a big deal in Battlefield 4 that they did not bring back. But anyway, yeah, Battlefield 6, this game is awesome. I've always been a huge Battlefield fan, and Battlefield 2042 just did not do it. Like I still played like a fair amount of it, but Battlefield has always been the game where like it's a game I always go back to, right? Like the kind of game where if I don't know what to play, I'll just go play a few rounds of Battlefield. And it wasn't like that with Battlefield 2042, just because it was not a great game. So they definitely kind of turned the bus around with this and kind of brought it back to make Battlefield more true to form to how Battlefield is known and loved. Yeah, this game, it's so special. It's amazing. They did a great job with it. I can't wait for them to release more maps and more game modes. The Battle Royale, it's fine. It's literally what you would expect from a Battlefield Battle Royale. It's nothing crazy. It's not game changing. It's just Battlefield with the Battle Royale mode. But yeah, the sound design in this is amazing. We did our Game of the Year or our Game Awards predictions the other week, and I said that this was going to win, and it did. Like, just the audio in this game is crazy. Like, it's top notch. Like, every footstep you hear, all the gun sounds, just like all the sounds of like reloading your weapon. It's so well done. And yeah, I still play it like at least once or twice a week. So it's my go-to game for sure.
Did Dallas say you could play it?
Did Joe freeze?
I think Joel freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe froze.
No,
Yeah,
he's
Joel definitely froze.
Just joking on us.
But yeah, no, a lot of what Joel says is true. It is the thing where they were like, okay, remember the heyday Battlefield was like 3 and 4, and they've made like 4 games since then. They're like, why don't we go back to when it was really good? And they did. The game feels like, the heyday of Battlefield, so it's a fun time. Yeah, again, there's not Levolution, but the amount of destruction is pretty cool. Like, there's just like, you'll be in a building and you'll hear it start to slowly crumble around you, and you're just having a tank roll in and just like, fuck, we're fucked. That's just a fun time. Like Joel said, that's a game where it's such a big map and so much destruction and chaos is going on, but also if you just focus on your squad and the 3 other people hanging out with you, you can just play it that way too, and it's also good. And then Battle Royale is fun. I'm not saying it's a game changer, but it is good enough to keep playing. And all the game modes are cool. They keep adding new stuff. It's a fun time. I'm not in World War II anymore. Give me something more modern and I'll have a good time. So yeah, I'm with Joel on that. Very good. Feels like Battlefield is back. I'm sure someone used that tagline at some point. Battlefield's back.
Battlefield's back. All right. For Donkey Kong Bonanza, myself and Jerica both had it on our respective lists. I'll just say real quick, Donkey Kong Bonanza ranked it really highly. This is just a peanut butter and jelly, straightforwardly really great time. Nintendo makes great toy box games where, certainly there are objectives worth pursuing, but it's also just really fun to mess around in their worlds. And this was just a fantastic world to mess around in. Story isn't necessarily 10 out of 10, but the characters, the music, level design, everything else around it more than made up for that. I had just a fantastic time playing this game. So much so that I actually went through and beat the super hard, ultra optional level at the very end, where all the elders are just giving you just a real pain and a half to get to the end of it. Jerica, tell us about the evolution of DK Bonanza.
I just had to put it on my list simply because this year is probably I'm really surprised I played as many games on a Switch or Switch 2. I mean, added bonus that we got a new console, but I didn't expect to put as many hours as I did into a Donkey Kong game. So just the fact that it got someone like me that had no interest in, like, when I saw the reveal trailer, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I could care less about Donkey Kong. Give me Mario. But when I heard that it was from the team that did Odyssey, I was like, okay, I'm interested to see what they do with Donkey Kong, because it's been like years since there's been a game like this with DK in it. And funny enough, like, even on the N64, I never really played. I've played it now since then, but when I had an N64, I never owned Mario 64. But I did have Donkey Kong 64. I never
did
actually
Mario 64
owned
not come with it?
No, you had to buy it. It was day one. But you had
I was
to buy
like, Mom must have left that one out. Maybe she bought it from someone and didn't keep the game, or didn't get the game. I don't know. But yeah, I never had that game. I played Pokemon and I played Donkey Kong 64 and Pokemon Snap. Those were like my games on the N64. So I had to give this one a shot, and it's on the list simply because, like, wow, they didn't have to do all this extra stuff for old DK, and they did. And yeah, level design is just truly like so fucking fun. Like I can get lost in every one of these levels, and there's just enough to keep you stuck in one level forever. But luckily, I was able to gravitate to the next objective. But there's just so much to do in that game. It's definitely worth your money. And I can always say, hey, I want that game on my list if they're giving me my money's worth. And they did with this one. Good game. It's really, really fun.
I fear Bonanza would be like kryptonite to me because I'm the type of person who needs to destroy every single tiny thing in a level when I'm in a level. And I've watched enough gameplay of it to know that I don't think I would ever beat that game.
You gotta stop though. You gotta stop. But then there's just one level, like everything, everything. You just gotta stop. But you eventually you get to this one level though, and you like hit these enemies, and like I started making these like rainbow penises just like out of the ground.
Oh yeah,
I was sending y'all some screenshots. I think I sent some to maybe Joel and Chad at some point. But yeah, I was just like, this game's really horny. I love it. It's also why it's on my list.
Yeah, it was really weird whenever I got a visit from the FBI. I said, why are you getting rainbow colored penises in your mail? Jerica, tell us more about this person.
It's me.
It's really horny, but it is also like, it's a great example of how creative this game is, where like you'll enter into a new level and there will be a completely new type of
penis.
Like rock. Yeah, exactly. A rock that functions like a penis that opens up all sorts of fun new gameplay opportunities you couldn't have had before. Here's the thing.
My kind of Wednesday night, you know?
We are halfway through the list. We're about to get to number 5, but I am officially decreeing that from here on out, Chad, you are not allowed to yell a yell of affirmation whenever I ask whether or not we're ready for the next entry. So Samson,
okay,
I'm going to say, are we ready for number 5? And you need to yell or shout, just say anything that lets the world know that we are ready for number 5. All right.
I got one. I'm ready.
Are we ready for number 5?
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Number 5. Ghost of GOTY. Look at the samurai fighting out in the winter.
Oh, those guys are gonna die.
Yeah.
And Chad, there's an end. Arc Raiders.
Oh. Arc Raiders.
This is only number 5. You all suck.
Yeah.
Well, it's only number 5 because only 2 people voted on it, and it was Chad Michael Linus and Joel Campos. Chad, how about let's go in reverse. Chad, tell us a little bit about Arc Raiders.
Oh, Arc Raiders, number 3 game of the year. TM, Papa John's. This game fucking, not only is it just like such an addicting, great loop of good shit, but it has, like, Destiny got me to play online gaming in both a cooperative and competitive sense when I hadn't ever done that before in my life. This game got me to play competitive gaming with proxy chat on, which is something that I never in my life would have ever thought that I would do. And it's just terrifying. If I ever play an online game, like, no, I don't want to hear anyone except for my friends, and I don't want to talk to anyone. But this one, last night, I was singing Amazing Grace as my dead body crawled across the map after these people that downed me. Not only am I freaking talking to people, I am singing to them and serenading them to make them feel guilty about murdering me. And it's just fantastic. It's such a great game. It's so good. Joel.
Yes.
Joel.
I'm just gonna say this game would be higher on the list. This is where Adam says, well, yeah, it would have been higher on the list if you guys invite me to play more. Because that's Adam's excuse every time we're like, oh yeah, Adam, we had fun and you weren't there. Oh, how come you guys didn't invite me? And nobody ever invites Adam.
I mean, you're just saying facts. That's all you're doing right now.
Yeah, Arc Raiders is amazing. It's very rare that like you get a game where like the highest praise I can give this game is that I play the game, and then when I'm done, I'm telling people who don't give a fuck about this game about some experience I had in this game. It just like is nonstop story after story. Like Chad can probably remember a story of something that he did in this game 3 weeks ago if he thinks about it hard enough, which is like crazy because all it is based off of like encounters with other people. Proxy chat is amazing in this game. They did such a good job incorporating that. Another high praise, my wife, who is not a gamer at all, right? She just hears the thing I'm screaming out of, the office here. Like I go to bed one night and I go to bed, I put my pajamas on, I go to get in bed. She goes, friendly, because that's just like what she hears going out of the room. Because like when you're playing this game, you gotta gauge out if the guys that are around you are friendly or not. So everybody's just saying friendly, you friendly. So yeah, this game, it's crazy good. It's
I
all
can't wait till
think
she
about.
adopts the strategy that you started doing last night, where you're like, all right, we're gonna go around and tell these guys we're friendly, and then we're gonna shoot them in the face.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for you to go to bed one night and at least like
that's-
friendly, and then she just smacks you.
That's my favorite strategy in this game is like, and the thing is Dallas and Chad, they don't have the heart to be the one in proxy chat saying like, hey man, we're cool, can we just come with you, we're just trying to head out, and then I just fucking blow them in the face. It's awesome. Great game. I can't wait to play. I'll be playing more tonight.
Yep.
Cool. In terms of Ghost of Yote, Joel, Jerica, and Jordan, the 3 Js, all had this game on their individual lists. Jordan, it's your time to shine. Tell us all about Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, Ghost of Yote, I think I personally was a huge fan of Ghost of Tsushima. So, I mean, going into Yote, typical, Sony sequel, you knew it was going to be the same great quality that you saw in the first game. The things that Ghost of Yote, sort of the Ghost franchise in general, just nails, it does so incredibly well. You cannot tell me you go into a duel in that game and it's not an amazing experience. You cannot tell me that doing the standoffs when you come across an encampment or an encounter is not an awesome time. You can also not look at this game and tell me it's ugly. You can look at some of the character models and tell me they're ugly, which is why it's not higher on my list. But the environments and the effects around you as you make your way through the world, as it zooms in on some of these closer encounters and things like that, are just so beautiful that this game really just kind of speaks to me on a deep level. Ghost of Tsushima is one game that I've always said is probably one of the first games that made me want to get a tattoo of the game. Yote, I mean, it just expands on it even more. Give me all the samurai katana tattoos and mask tattoos, and I'd be covered in them if I could afford it. So that's that's just a little bit of my thoughts on Yote.
We have breaking news from the chat. According to Manly Brian, Yote might be the only game that he played in 2025 in 2025, and so apparently it's his game of the year.
There you go. It's a good one.
Good on him. Jerica, what about you?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, I didn't really know if I was going to, because like I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, but like it's never one of those games that I've like revisited. Like I hopped back in with the DLC and I was like, this is cool, but then something else came out and I was pulled away. But so I was interested after seeing like what's going to make this game different. And I really love what they've done with like how you can swap out your weapons, and like that has made the game way more engaging for me. I was never a fan, or maybe I could put it this way, like I didn't have the patience to like learn all the stances and like remembering what I feel like, and they used to be a struggle to like swap stances. Like it was not easy. But what they've done, like allowing you to just swap different types of weapons based on the enemies that you're facing, and being able, or having to do that like in the moment still isn't super easy, but like you might have someone coming at you with a katana, which you need to use a katana with. But if someone shows up with like whatever the ball and the stick is, or someone's hitting me with the ball and pulling me in, I forget the name of that thing.
Mace?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a mace and a knife.
No, it's like a hook and then a chain and then a ball. It's something
that shit terrifies me. If someone came after me with that, like I just would fall on the ground. I'm like, you don't even have to hit me with that ball. Just stab me, please. But you have to like swap out like what you're using if you want to beat those enemies faster. So I love that aspect. The story is really good. Don't let people say like, oh, it's another revenge story from PlayStation. They're just all the stories. They tell the same stories. I'm like, well, what else is a samurai gonna do? I don't want a samurai that's not on a revenge path. That's boring. But yeah, I like your story. The character's got a lot of depth, and I was a little afraid they weren't gonna have that much like depth to this character. I thought, there's a chance this might just be a cash grab, just going after the sequel and just doing a lot of the same things, but they didn't do that. They definitely made it really, really good sequel and made it, to me, more fun to play.
And Joel.
Yeah, so I put this one on my list because so I haven't beaten Ghosts of Yotei yet. I'm probably like 80% through the story. But I fucking love Ghost of Tsushima. Like, that game is amazing to me. I loved it so much. Earlier this year I went back and finally played the DLC and then ended up cleaning up all the trophies and got the platinum. So that's probably why I didn't play as much like right when it came out, is because I was still kind of like fatigued on, that game essentially, because Ghost of Yotei to me is just more Ghost of Tsushima, which is amazing, right? It's so good. The gameplay is awesome. Like you were saying, the standoffs, they just feel so good. The showdown, are they showdowns? What do you call those? The duels.
Like the duels, yeah.
Yeah, the duels are so cool. Yeah. Those are so cool. Yeah, I love the game. I'll definitely be beating it for sure.
The duels really turn it into almost a fighting game. And it's really cool because as someone who doesn't really jive with fighting games, it makes you feel awesome.
Hell yeah. All right. Jordan, you are up. I'm going to say, are we ready to reveal number 4? And you got to give some sort of yell or word of affirmation. Ready?
I'm ready for you to ask me if I'm ready.
All right. Are we ready for number 4?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Number 4.
What?
Hades 2. Look at this beautiful game. Adam, we've spent so many hours scouring the depths of Hades and the heights of Olympus. And what's amazing...
What?
What's going on?
What are you?
The peanut gallery.
Chad, are you okay?
What's going on?
Adam just texted me, "Hey, watch this," and then he just finished off the bottle of bourbon.
Chill out a little, Chad.
Oh my God.
Chill out. There are more games. Spoilers. There are more games on this list that you'll have to share your expert opinion on. Oh man, Hades 2. This game is the only returning game from last year's list. It ranked in 6th place that year, and now it is at number 4. I'll say right up front.
I'm starting to get worried. See, Stars Throws the Watchmaker is not going to make this list.
Oh, we'll find out. A lot of sequels released. A lot of sequels released in 2025, and in a lot of cases, I made a point of playing through their predecessors in anticipation of them. I played the original Death Stranding before playing Death Stranding 2. I played Hollow Knight before I played Silksong, and in general, I found that like me having played their predecessors kind of interfered with how much enjoyment I was able to get out of their sequels. Hades 2 is the one shining example where I played and beat Hades 1 at the very end of last year, and it did not in any way diminish my enjoyment of what Supergiant Games was able to do with Hades 2. This is a just sublime roguelike. The sheer amount of content in this game is incredible. The game's sort of brilliant decision to make it so that you can either scale Olympus or descend down into Hades. It's such a brilliant move because, whenever a run is getting a little monotonous, whenever you feel like you're banging your head a little bit too much on one particular run, you can just switch over to the other and, oh, great, you're no longer bored or tired of this game. Fantastic cast of characters, sublime portrait art. Portrait art being great is like a consistent theme on this Game of the Year episode. Environmental art is great too. Fantastic music. Adam, you were, of course, and I didn't even realize, Samson, you actually voted on this game as well. I should have thrown to you earlier. Samson, I'll throw to you first. Tell us a little bit about your love of Hades 2.
Sure. Hades 2, a game that I ranked decently on this list, even though I didn't beat it. This was the game that came out like a couple weeks after Silksong. So Jordan and I were talking on Grow Up Level Up. I was telling Jordan, maybe I'm just too old, Jordan. I just can't do these hard games anymore. And then I play Hades 2, and I'm like, oh no, Silk Song's just too hard. Because every time I play Hades 2, I don't know what it is exactly, but every time I just do something that pushes me forward in the story, in my progression of the little home area, of the weapons, of everything. And there's a little loop there that lots of roguelikes do, but that really worked for me, where it was like, hey, you're doing great, keep going, buddy, just another run. This one, just farm. This one, like, try to go try this area this time. Go see Kronos, or whatever they're called in this game. Not Kronos, what's the white freaky whatever, Chaos or something.
Chaos.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just something about this game that, like, every time I play, I'm like stressed about going down into Hades or whatever. But then I get like, but then I do a little better than what I was before. Like I was so nervous about having to fight Scylla, I was putting it off. But then I fought Scylla and I beat her, and I was like, oh, I'm good at video games. And then it just kept going and going and going. So Hades 2, and you know, it's wrapped in such a beautiful package. Like, the game feels great, it looks great. I love all the new weapons, and honestly, I don't think I have a single complaint about any of the new weapons. The story, everything is just, all of this gameplay stuff is wrapped in a very neat package. So I really enjoyed my time with Hades 2. I still need to get back to it and finish it. But it's something like, I know I'll go back and I know I'll do well. So I just got to do it and have a good time.
So I will say, Adam, I was a little surprised to see that you would rank this game on your list, because I thought that, given the fact that this game technically was first available to play last year, that you wouldn't rank it again for 2025, but you did.
Well, here's the thing, and I pointed this out. Last year, I ranked the early access version of Hades on the list. And like, specifically, what is in the early access version, to me, warrants to be on the list because I enjoyed it that much. And when we hit 1.0 this year, it's like, oh, it's the game from last year, except for better and more. It's going to go on the list again. Yeah, I fucking absolutely adore Hades 2. Everything about it is amazing. It takes the roguelike idea and just is like, let's build a story around it. Let's build fun gameplay around it. Chad, go enjoy your popcorn, whatever you're making in your microwave.
That wasn't me. I was going pee. Somebody else was microwaving a cheese patty or something.
The chicken patty. It was the chicken patty.
Wasn't me. Wasn't, I even looked up because I thought it was Audrey cooking something, but it was not her. I don't know who that was.
Someone's making stuff in the microwave. But no, I adored it. The full release. There's even they did an update and changed the ending of the game that made it even better. Like, man, Supergiant's a great studio. I want to give them all their props. And the music, the art, all the voice acting, the action, the characters. I just love Hades 2. And I'm not even a Greek guy, but I fuck with this Greek world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, you will fuck
shout out to them
with Hades 2, even if you're not Greek.
Listen,
an amazing endorsement.
Any of them. Have you seen Dionysus in this game? That dude's bulge is crazy. But anyways, no. Hades 2 is an excellent video game, and the full release was even better than the early access. And I already thought the early access was a 10 out of 10. So shout out to Hades 2.
Hell yeah. Joel, you're up. I'm gonna say, are we ready for number 3? And you have to give me your word, your shout, your affirmation.
I thought you were about to ask me about Hades 2, and I was about to be like, I don't know anything about this game.
No. Hades 2 is old news. All right. Are we ready for number 3?
Skibbity.
All right. Perfect. Number 3. Hollow Knight Silksong. The sequel is here. It's finally here, and it's on this list. Ready to be talked about, ready to be discussed.
I'm always waiting for an and. You know what I'm saying?
Was on the list of Adam, Chad, Jerica, and Jordan. Jordan, I feel like, all in all, we've not had too many opportunities on this list to hear from you, so I will throw to you once again first. Tell us a little bit about your love of Hollow Knight Silksong.
You mean DJ Nasty Daddy? I believe that's
yeah. DJ Nasty Jelly. Yeah, Silksong is a surprise for me. I have probably only ever committed to a Metroidvania style game like this with Guacamelee 1. That's probably the only
Ooh,
other
nice.
Metroidvania that like I played 100%, platinum the game on Vita. That game was perfect. But Silk Song really surprised me because, like we talked about before with the original Hollow Knight, it has a distinct feel to it. You really have to understand the game and the feel in order to overcome the challenges. Silksong really showed me that it is a test of patience, learning patterns, and overcoming. You cannot go into this game, and especially a lot of the boss fights, and just button mash, realistically. I'm also a fan of Elden Ring, Bloodborne, some of the Dark Souls games. And those games always have some way where you can basically game the system and turn a hard game into it's still challenging. You can still get one hit or two hit by a lot of enemies, bosses, things like that. But that is almost impossible in Silksong. Now, towards the end of the game, you can learn some tricks and things that I definitely did abuse. But you really need to know what you're doing a lot of the time in Silksong, and it really impressed me with that. I completed Act 2 at 73 hours. I completed Act 3 for the first time, 92% completion, I believe, at 103 hours. I'm not saying I'm good at this game. I'm, in fact, probably quite bad. I bashed my head a lot of this game, but I had a blast doing it. The one thing I'll say about Silksong is that in comparison to my number 2 game, Silksong was my number 1 game. In comparison to my number 2 game, Silksong takes a piece of you. It leaves you fulfilled, but it also leaves you missing a part of yourself.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Chad, was a part of yourself missing when you beat Silksong?
I'm just like trying to figure out who's going pee-pee because it doesn't tell me in this chat who went pee-pee. It just says someone said BRB washroom pee-pee time. I lost a piece of me, specifically 70 hours of me to this game. It was my 4th most played game this year, behind Destiny, Arc Raiders, and Clear Obscure Expedition 33. And it was just a grand old time. I've already talked about Hollow Knight, and then this just kind of built on that. And it's a better game in so many ways, from like the gameplay mechanics to just being accessible to new people, to even kind of a more straightforward story that's a little bit more like easy to follow, and rather than some of the lore that you have to dig up from piecing together pieces of stuff from Hollow Knight 1. And it's just fantastic. It's just great. And Hornet is such a cool, much more agile protagonist compared to the other one. I still think the Knight from Hollow Knight is really cool too. But yeah, it's a blast to play as Hornet. I like this game a lot. I like it a lot. I'm not going to platinum this game though, because it has some bullshit trophies like beat the game in under 5 hours, and also get 100% of the game, everything in under 30 hours. Bullshit. Nope. 0 out of 10.
That's wild.
This game sucks. Take this off my game of the year list.
Seems like Adam is still having a pee-pee break. So, Jerica, tell us a little bit about
How do you know it's Adam,
and the many wonderful bugs.
He's missing.
Someone could be pee-peeing right here.
On the bed in the background.
I have bed
No, I
pants.
think he's on the bed in the background.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell on my end.
Just laying down.
Went and just laid down and took a nap.
Maybe he's both laying down and pee-peeing.
Oh no.
That could be his son laying in the bed though. I don't know.
Could also be peeing. His son could be peeing in the bed right now.
Oh God.
I don't know. I'll start with saying this. I jumped in the Silksong having played like just a little bit of the first one, and I don't know why the fuck I got into it. Like, I was tempted to play it. I know I'm the only reason that Audrey started playing. Chad, you might have eventually convinced her, but like, she was watching me play and she's like, "Oh, I got this."
That's the best thing. If anyone has the opportunity to play side by side with Audrey, side by side, like virtually, whatever it is, play a game with Audrey and just text about it. I did that this year with 2 games, Expedition 33 and Silksong. It's a great time.
She that's been part of my enjoyment, because like I did. By the way, if anyone if anyone ever tells you this game's too hard, I will say yes, it gets really hard, but you can at least enjoy probably 10 to 15 hours worth before it just starts like being like, I can't do this anymore. But that was about my playthrough. Like I got into it and I still surprised myself. Like I could probably beat this game if I had more time to put in, but I just had to move on. But I got into it and I had a really good time. I love playing this game. Yeah, it's punishing. There's parts of me and Audrey all over this house from when we were playing. There's an arm over there, a peaky toe, someone's ear. Like that game, it hurts your soul, but God, it felt so good to finally say like I beat that boss. And at the beginning, I actually helped Audrey beat a boss, and that was really cool. But then obviously she has gone way beyond where I ever got. She's near the end. I ask her, I tell her all the time. She's got AirPods and she can't hear me, but I'm like, when are you gonna beat Silk Song? Because I want to see how it ends. So it's been fun sort of watching her play, and yeah, Chad, like her texting you and keeping you updated, and I would be like over on the side, be like, has Chad done that? Did Chad know about that? Like, and just like, also just sort of like backseat gaming over here. But what a fun little game, and I'm glad I get to be a part of the conversation. I'm finally glad to be on a show that I get some damn respect, because everybody drop out hates it. Fucking losers.
Sounds like they have bad taste over there.
I know, right? And it's just
Especially
funny,
Patrick.
and everyone's talking about, I think anyone can play this game. If that's the rule, if I can fucking play it, y'all can play it. I swear to God. Have you seen me in a room full of things that are glowing in the dark? That's an inside joke, but basically I can't see. I can't really see y'all, and I can play this game. So like, anyone can do it. It's a work of art.
Adam, do you know if any of the bugs in Silksong go pee-pee or not?
My assumption is that they all defecate because they are insects, and that's a thing that everything does in the animal kingdom.
All right, cool.
I've answered your question. Is that it?
No. Did you have any other thoughts you wanted to share on Silksong?
No, I mean, I was gone because I was going to the potty, but no, Silksong's a good game. It's excellent. I actually didn't play a ton of it. I didn't get to Act 2 or do any of that stuff, but just on the merits of like the gameplay and the art and all that, I'm like, I got to throw it on the list just because, like, again, I didn't play 50 hours of it, but enough I played of it, I was like, yes, this is. Even if I'm not obsessed with this game and in love with this game, there's no reason it should not be on a top 10 list. Like, that's insane. So I did have to throw it on mine just for the 10 hours I spent with him. Like, yeah, that's more than enough to give it the respect it deserves. So good game. I like Silk Song. That's her name. I love Silk Song. She's cool.
I'll say real quick, I beat this game. And by beat this game, I mean I got to the end of Act 2, tried my hand at getting to Act 3, but wasn't able to unlock it. Did not rank it on my personal list. I really respect what Team Cherry was able to achieve at this game. If I were reviewing it for some outlet, I would give it like at least a 9 out of 10. I think they deserve immense praise for using their clout from the unique position they found themselves in after the original Hollow Knight to make such an uncompromising vision of a hostile kingdom with almost at times Kaizo-esque difficulty spikes. When they could have just very easily have made something much more crowd-pleasing and accessible. But the extremity of its difficulty left me with a little bit more of a sour taste in my mouth compared to the original Hollow Knight. The original Hollow Knight is a game that I look back on with both equal love and respect. Silksong, I respect more than Hollow Knight. I respect it more as just like a piece of art, as like an example of what games can be, but I personally didn't quite love it as much. It was definitely like a solid number 11 spot on my list, kept out by Hollow Knight, which rounded it out. And with that, before we get to number 2, Samson, before we got into the call, you talked a little bit about how you might have to dip before the top of the hour because you have an important thing that you need to register for. Is that something we need to worry about? Do we want to skip to your personal top 10 list to do that out of order? Nope. We're good.
Nope. Let's do it. Let's keep the party rolling.
All right. Perfect. Adam, I want you to give me your word
number
of
one.
affirmation. Yes.
Nope. I want to do number 1.
All right. Well, if you're not going to
LeBron James,
Jerica,
let's go.
I'm going to say,
What?
Are you ready for number 2? And I want you to give me your word of affirmation. Are we ready?
For some reason, my dark mode turned off and everything's bright on my PC. Sorry. I hate this fucking thing. I fixed it.
That's the sign. Roll number 2, Cozy. That's the sign.
I can't see. All right. Oh,
All
I'm ready.
That's how you know Jerica's
right.
almost done. Jerica's almost done.
What is it? Can I say words or is it just sound effects?
You can say anything at all. All right. Are we ready for number 2?
Boobies.
Hell yeah. Number 2. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, also known as 33.
Oh,
Twat.
Okay.
I don't know, guys.
Boobies
This
in
seems
this
like
game.
some weird foreign game. I don't know if anyone's heard of this one. No
Damn,
one
that
at
means
all.
y'all must have really loved Sea of Stars Throws of the Watchmaker then. That's wild.
This game appeared on 5 of our lists. Specifically, it appeared on my list, Chad's list, Joel's list, Jerica's list, and Samson's list. Samson, tell us a little bit about the French people over in Lumière doing their expedition stuffs.
well,
If you need
The
me to
thing about
translate
French
that
people
sentence,
is-
I can translate it for you. I'm from Quebec, so
I
I
am
know
going
the
to
French.
Montreal later next year, so I gotta
Ooh.
hit you up on some spots.
Hell yeah.
But the thing with French people is that are the developers French? Like, are they from
Yes.
Indeed.
Paris? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. They are indeed from Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yes.
No, man, like this game is just the full package. Like it's 100%. It's got a story, it's got gameplay, it's got weirdness, it's got graphics and sound. Like if you want to look at a game and that like this is a video game ass game, like Claire Obscure is it. The moment I saw this game at some Xbox showcase like a year ago, I was like, oh, that is what I like. I also really like turn-based things, but I don't like to be bored by turn-based things. So this is exactly what I wanted, and it completely delivered on all the things that I wanted. I think that's greatest strength is the turn-based mechanics, and when people hear that, they think, you do a move and then you gotta wait and watch those pixely guys do their thing. But at certain points in this game, I was like, it became an action game for me because I knew what my input was, and the response time is so fast that I'm just like reacting, they're hitting back, and then I'm just going through the motions, and it wasn't a turn-based game. So I think that in a way, this game kind of pushes turn-based battling in a really positive way. Plus, it's got like a great story that touches on human, not ethics, the human experience, grief, all that. It's got cool characters. It's got Charlie Cox looking like Robert Pattinson. It's got great sound and the story and everything. And to be full transparency, I didn't finish this game yet, so I don't exactly know how it ends. But the fact that from what I played, I put it on my list. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a game ass game, and it deserved game of the year in my opinion. I saw it coming from a mile away. No contest.
Hell yeah. Joel, tell us about your adventures en Paris, dans le pays le plus merveilleux du monde.
You got to stop calling people that, Cozy. That's bullshit.
I wasn't calling you anyone.
Calling people that.
I wasn't calling you anything. I was saying Paris, the most marvelous country in the world. Technically, it's France, not Paris.
Yeah, so Expedition 33 was my game of the year. The story was just so good. Like I got to a point to where I was like, it was when all the tweets were going out of Charlie Cox saying like, oh yeah, I was only in the studio for X amount of time. And I like had sent it to a secret group chat and was like, hey, what the fuck is this about? And Chad's like, Joel, just keep playing the game. And then like, once you get to, a certain point in the game, it's just like, oh my God, I was not expecting this to happen. And from that point on, I was just locked the fuck in to where I wanted to know everything that was going to happen and everything that, was going to happen after that point. And yeah, that game, it was awesome. Chad still makes fun of me for not doing Pictos. It's like a huge point of the game, and I just didn't mess with them really. I just like found what worked for me and just stuck to it and played through the game that way. It was I don't know. Definitely it can be a very challenging game too with the parry
Especially when you
system
don't
and
equip any pigtails.
Yeah, that's true.
The parry system and everything can be pretty complex and hard to get used to, especially when enemies are just like literally made to fake you out every turn of the way, like every turn that they have. But yeah, I dumbed the game down. I didn't play on even normal difficulty. I lowered it down, and that's when I really started enjoying it. Mainly because I wanted the story, right? I didn't really care too much about, the gameplay was great, but I didn't care about the whole Picto system all that much, obviously, because I didn't really mess with it. But the story did enough to keep me coming back and wanting to beat the game and see it through. And yeah, the story was so good. It's my game of the year. The music is amazing too. I mean, come on.
Hell yeah. Jerica, donnez-nous un peu d'informations sur cette merveilleux game. God damn it. I was supposed to... I should have said...
We got to step up here.
I should have said ce merveilleux jeu vidéo. That's how you say... The way you say video game in French is jeu vidéo. But
Omelette du fromage.
Omelet. That's all I heard. Yeah, I still say to this day, when I saw the first trailer for this game, I was like, this is gonna be too good. This is not gonna be as good as what it looks like. When something looks this good and looks like it performs very well, I'm like, I don't know. You know, what's that game? Is it Atomfall? It's not that one, it's the other one. Atomic Hearts. Is that it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a game, yes.
That game just had a look about it that I was just like, I don't know. It looks like it's running at super fast, frame rate or whatever. That's when I don't trust it. And that's how this game looked to me. I was like, I don't know. I don't think this is gonna be as great as what it looks like. You know, I don't know. I don't trust this game. And then it came out and everybody's like, oh my God, I play this game. So I was like, okay, let's play it. And you know, I love this game so much because it just reminds me that I hope that it reminds other teams that, hey, you can make a really unique story, a unique RPG, and do a lot of new stuff, because I'm just tired of a lot of the same types of games. And I'm really thankful this game exists because it is different. It's really fun to play. I am in the same vein of there's a reason why I love Sea of Stars. I like turn-based, but I need something to do in between that time. So this is one of the best games I ever played just because of the gameplay loop, and obviously the story is so interesting. And I just need more French stuff. Yeah, I'm all aboard the French train right now. Give me more French kisses right here. I'll take them. I'll take them all day. I can't wait to see what the studio makes next. Oui. I'm ready. I'm still on the fence if I want another expedition game in this universe, or do I want this team to do something else? I think there's potential to do something else but still be in this universe, and I can't wait.
I'd love them to keep the battle mechanic, the battling and just the loop. I think just works really well for me. But yeah, give me, if you want to put it in a new world. I don't know, on the spot I can't think of another French thing, but yeah, put it in another world. Put it in
another painting. I don't know. Ooh. Let's go. I forget some people haven't beat it, so I don't know.
Chad, if I came to your dinner table at a fancy French restaurant and I said, and for tonight's dinner, would you like the amuse-bouche or le petit mort? Which one would you take?
I'd say, give me that bush.
Hell yeah. Which is, in fact, an actual food term.
Oh.
So you actually chose correctly. If you had chosen the petit mort, you would have chosen an orgasm. Just a heads up.
Oh, cool.
Can I change my answer?
You can, absolutely. But it will cost you extra.
The only thing that I have to say about this game is this 2-sentence review in response to a couple of posts in our secret Discord. One gentleman named Matthew asked if he should buy Clair Obscur Expedition 33 on sale. Another gentleman responded, oh, fuck, do I need to buy it too? And the 2-sentence review, that is all you need to say about this game, is Audrey replies, haha, do I need to buy it? Do you need to breathe? That's it. To which Joel replied a day later, at a board game shop and Santa showed up.
Lol. That is our chat in a nutshell.
That is literally our group chat.
Then I'll send a video of Gary Busey, right early in the morning.
Yo, that video was great. That video was great.
It was funny.
You know, if you look at that video, he doesn't blink a single time in the entire fucking video.
Yeah, this is wild.
It's funny, when we did our Expedition 33 spoiler cast with Jerica, I had like a bunch of little annoyances and nitpicks with this game. I definitely came across, I would say, more critical of the game than most, but I can't deny the sheer triumph of this game's big story moments and great turn-based gameplay. This game is the biggest Cinderella story of 2025. We've seen so many examples over the past few years of studios made up of former devs from another large publisher that try their hand at making the next big thing, only for it to fall flat in their faces. You have newly formed studios that fail to secure funding and close, newly formed studios that, secure funding, they develop a game for a couple of years and then the game gets canceled and the studio closes. And then you have the rare instance of a studio that spends 7 years developing a game like Immortals of Avium. It bombs and the studio closes. We've seen so many of these studios just not deliver. And so it's kind of improbable that Sandfall Interactive, made up primarily of former Ubisoft devs that left Ubisoft 5 or so years ago, actually managed to pull off a game of this incredible level of critical and commercial acclaim. You can, dispute perhaps how many awards Expedition 33 deserved to win at the Game Awards, but I think it absolutely deserved to win Game of the Year. But it did not win Game of the Year on our personal list. Adam, it's finally time. It's time for number one. I'm going to say, are you ready for number one? And you're going to give me your word of affirmation. Are you ready?
Them hoes depressed. JK, I take my meds.
Perfect. Let's go. Number one. Dispatch.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at that game.
Oh my gosh, this music.
Hell yeah. I ain't even mad.
It's a nice little game. Real quick, before we talk about this game, did anybody, when we got to number 2 and it was revealed to be Claire Obscure Expedition 33, did anybody immediately know, oh, it's got to be Dispatch for number 1, or was anyone in the fog about what it could be?
Yep.
Why do you think I sang the song from Dispatch, Cozy?
I thought we were already on number 1, so this was a nice surprise. Yeah, because we're talking about Expedition 33.
So, fun fact about this game, Dispatch, was on every single person's list at some particular place.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Because on my screen, Joel, you're at the very top. I'm going to start with you, Joel. Tell us a little bit about the wonderful world of Dispatch. I said that weird, by the way. The wonderful world. The wonderful world. It's wonderful. That's one word I use.
Yeah, the wonderful world of Dispatch. It was great. I enjoy Telltale games. At least the ones I've played, I've enjoyed. My one issue with Telltale games, aside from like the game engine, right? Everybody complained about that stupid engine back in the day, was like I wanted more of the story and less of the, hey, here's a big open warehouse, walk around, interact with everything you see until you find the 1 or 4 items that you need to advance, right? That was kind of the boring part of those games. I was there for the story. I wasn't there to walk around, and like it wouldn't let you sprint or anything either, so just like literally just like slowly walking around a space looking at stuff. This game kind of just did what I wanted Telltale to do all those years ago, and just like, here, this is mainly a story, this is mainly a TV show more or less, and you are just making choices along the way, and that's affecting the outcome, which is similar to what Telltale did. But the main gaming mechanic in this of just being a superhero dispatcher, I found super entertaining. It didn't feel like a video game as much as it felt like a mini game you were playing in between, the story of what was happening around you. Everything from like the art style, the animation, the voice acting is amazing in this. I'm really excited to see what this team does next, and I hope they do more with, you know, the superhero theme that Dispatch was. I know Chad mentioned he thinks that maybe they're just gonna go to another, you know, Dispatch network in a different city somewhere else in the country, just so we get all new superheroes and stuff. Yeah, the humor in this game was great. I loved every second of it. I thought it was amazing.
We're going to go round the room C style. So next to Joel is Chad. Chad, you like this game too, I'd imagine.
Dude,
put it on your
like this
list.
game too. In fact, I was late getting my list to you because I wanted to make sure that I
That's
finished
right.
this game for consideration. And then I was late getting my list to you revised because I forgot to put Lies of P Overture on it, which I'm surprised. I'm guessing we have a 0 after this to like as like better game of the year or something. I don't know where that slots on here. I assume everyone else played that DLC too.
You
But
didn't even rank
this
it
game
that
is
high on your
fantastic. It's
list,
a great game.
Chad.
I ranked it right below Dispatch, which is game of the year according to all of us. So it's weird that yours doesn't match mine. No, this game is great. This game is fantastic. Had a great time with it. There's dogs named Beef. There's Batman
Aw.
named Sonars. There's demon ladies
Sonar.
with swords, and there's boobies, and there's acid penises, and there's all sorts of other things in between. It's got everything. It's got the Jello and the pudding without the Cosby date rape, and it's
Rudy.
wonderful.
And
This game's great. This game's great.
There is a prominent scene in the game where they do the pee-pee. It has that too. Speaking of pee-pee,
Yeah,
Adam,
they do the PP, and then you see the PP.
Twice.
More than one PP too. Well, the one you don't see.
It's just
Adam's
a
just-
gangbang scene.
I saw two.
Do you see both?
I saw two.
I saw two penises in this game.
I saw
You
two.
see one
you
penis
must have-
more than once, but then there's
You don't-
another penis that I don't think
see
you
a lot of penis in games.
That's
It's
true.
just a lot of boobies.
Does it count as the whole penis if you don't see the head of the second penis and it's just the scrotum and the base of the
It counts
shaft?
for me because you don't see any of it usually in games.
That's true.
You're right. You're right.
So for me, it counts.
Any representation is good.
Yeah.
Adam, you done taking your pee-pee?
I mean, I've been sitting here the whole time. If I've been pee-peeing, that's probably
Adam, show
an
us your
issue.
PP.
Good Lord. It's not as green
Well,
and
what-
drippy as the other one.
Tell us about the
what's going on,
pee-pees in
Cozy?
Dispatch. Tell us about the pee-pees in
Well, no,
Dispatch.
my son is behind me, and he said that there was like a new ending that people discovered with Romance Malevola or whatever. But I don't know. I can't find it.
What?
Anyways,
I don't know.
I don't know
That
if it's
sounds
true.
like some AI.
That's the word of a 14-year-old
Playground-
child.
AI videos.
Playground stuff. Yeah.
Who knows? But no, I fucking adore Dispatch. I played it and beat it all in one day. I was fully enraptured the entire time. I love the characters. I love the animation. I love the storyline. I love the dispatching. I mean, I fell in love with that game so quick and so fast. It went very high on my list. I'm not going to say where because we're going to get there, but I was completely surprised and absolutely impressed. And that game deserves. I'm very shocked that it wins number one, but when a game is on everyone's list, that's normally what happens. So not shocked, but very shocked. But also shout out to Dispatch because y'all made a fucking banger ass video game. So let's keep it up. Season 2 in fucking Destin, Florida. Let's go, everybody. Let's have a good time.
Hell yeah. Well, they have
Panama
the
City
Florida
Beach.
connection via the one guy with the super
That's
hearing,
right.
so they could actually make it
Oh,
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go next and say really quickly, yeah, pretty much parrot everything that's already been said. This is a game that I initially did not plan on playing, but I actually got myself a gift card randomly, serendipitously towards the end of the year. And I was like, you know what? I should
Fucking
use
stole
this
it from some kid
to
on the
buy-
street.
No. It was given to me by my father. It's like, I don't have a need for this. I was given this as a gift and I can't use it. It's like, okay, cool. So I used that gift card to buy another gift card, specifically a PlayStation gift card. And then I used that to insert funds into my account on PlayStation. I used that to buy Dispatch.
And this has been how to purchase a game. Cozy.
And yeah, I just found this just what a fun little experience. It's in, it's out, doesn't overstay its welcome. It tells a, really like, funny, but also at times heartfelt story about, a man, finding a career for himself post, the dissolution of his career as a superhero. And let me tell you, lots of PPs, lots of horny moments, lots of touching moments. This game really had it all. I will say I didn't rank it as high as I might have on my personal list, just because, and this is a very specific me thing, a very specifically cozy nitpick. I was a little disappointed that the game tied its trophies to story-based decisions. You go back in the kind of past lineage of prior Telltale games, and one thing that I appreciated about them is that usually the game didn't judge what story decisions you made. You just had to complete the game and you would get the platinum trophy. And so it was a little disappointing to get to the end of the game, look up the trophy list and be like, I have to choose to, no spoilers, but like kill this guy, or I have to choose to romance this other person. And I didn't really want to do this or that. I feel very kind of confident in the choices I made first time around. That aside, fantastic game. Really looking forward to seeing what they do next. Going down the list, Jerica, tell us about it.
I had a good time. I didn't really have it as high on my list this year, just for a few different reasons. But overall, like, I love the idea that you are dispatching superheroes. It was such a fun concept. I think having the Critical Role team involved with the development of this game was really cool. I really hope that whatever they decide to do next, they have to be making another game. I really want them to stay in this space. Like, I want another story with all of these characters. And, you know, for me, it's like really hard to pull off, like, especially with episodic releases like this. One thing I just hate is when like they're separated by just months. You know, that sucks to me. Like, I hate having to wait. So I love, like, each week we got a couple of new episodes. So I hope they stick to that, because I think that was a big win. I don't know, like, but on the flip side, I'd like thought that we didn't get enough time, like, with some of the story elements, and I wanted more. I feel like I never really mastered the dispatching, but I could just suck at knowing my team's strengths and weaknesses, I guess. I don't know. I just wanted more from it. I feel like we didn't get enough. And I think if they had a little bit more time, maybe I would have given it a little bit, went higher on my list. So, but overall, like, I had such a good time with this game. It was another surprise. I didn't think I was going to I didn't know if I was going to actually treat it like a episode of TV that I'm really addicted to, that I cannot wait to see next week. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. Jordan, you're back just in time for us to throw the conversation your way. Tell us about your dispatch time.
Me?
That was Samson who came back from his wall.
Whoopsie daisy.
I floated back into existence. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah. He's part of the dispatch network. He can phase through walls the other superheroes.
You know, tried to keep it secret, although I'm not sure if that's a thing in this world. And speaking of the world of dispatch, I think my favorite part about this game is, like, in the short time that it existed in its gameplay loop, the short time it had for my attention, it was like the full package of, these aren't just characters for the story, these are characters with backstories, and there's a whole world with its own systems and its own history that is like ours, but it's a little different. I was going to say, Jerica, I echo everything you said about dispatch. I think that there was a little bit more to be had with the actual dispatching. I didn't feel like that was its strongest part, especially the fact that it didn't. I don't know how spoilery do we want to get into this, because, like, me and Jordan are kind of biting at the bit to talk about this game. We haven't had our spoiler cast on it, but I guess I'll say, like, the actual dispatching part, I don't think there was. I wish there was more to it that influenced the rest of the game. There was more, like, to it that affected the story and how it went. But more room for growth in the sequel. I love the world. I love where the story went. I love the moral of the story and kind of the dips and dives it takes you. I ended up getting an ending that was apparently not very popular, and Jordan, we need to talk about this game, man. All right, yeah, one day. But yeah, I played this game with my wife, very much like we were watching Peacemaker or Invincible on the couch, on the big TV, And right off the bat, we're like, oh, this looks exactly like Invincible. And we played about an episode a night. I tried to time it as like, I tried to buy it the week before the last 2 episodes came out, but I accidentally bought it like the day the last 2 episodes came out. So we kind of did like 1 episode a night. And it was really awesome. It was just like kind of fun, kind of chill, watching the story go through. All the characters were likable in their own way. And it really felt fun when we like made certain choices that kind of were our personality. And we kind of saw ourselves in Mecha Man, the main character there, Rob Robertson. So yeah, this whole game, this whole world, we really enjoyed our short time with it. And I really hope, there's a sequel that kind of gets more into the nitty gritty of the mechanics, I think, as well as the story and all that.
Hell yeah.
Jerica, did you stream this game? I just was thinking, you streamed this, right?
I streamed 1 episode. I can't remember which one.
Okay. Did you stream the one that had the karaoke in it? I'm just curious whether you actually heard the good karaoke song or whether you heard the like unlicensed.
I think I heard the good one. I think I heard the good one.
Beat that bitch to death. That's the good karaoke song.
I have no idea what that is.
No, excuse me. That's the bar fight song. That's not the
It's,
karaoke. That's the bar fight song.
Flame Guy.
Yeah,
singing, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Robert's a big old bitch.
I'm a bitch.
I remember I was. I streamed the episode where I thought I was like I had the nudity like or the blur or whatever they do on, and I didn't, and I paused it because I was like, "Ooh, I feel like someone might be taking off their shirt here." And then I was like, let me double check. And I didn't have that censored. So I'm glad that was the 1 episode I did stream. That's how I remembered it.
That was part of the fun though. You were like, whoa.
A little bit of a
I started that episode on an airplane.
Nice.
And quickly had to pull my ROG Xbox LAX to my chest. Because I was like, oh no.
I thought you were about to say pull your pants up,
Oh
wow.
I had to pull them down,
Pull them down. Up. Every
Jordan,
direction.
close us out.
Yeah, I mean, what more is there to say about Dispatch? It was an excellent package altogether. I'm surprised to see it this high as well, because of the general lack of gameplay almost. It is essentially a mini game and some quick time events when it comes to actual gameplay. But what the team pulled off, getting you involved, getting you invested in the characters, is nothing short of amazing. My only real complaint with the game is that it did feel like you get pigeonholed into certain endings in some way.
Yeah.
It's a good thing Samson called out spoilers, because the words that were going to come out of my mouth were major spoilers. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't played it, because I fell in love with this game. I fell in love with multiple characters for sure. So
Jordan was texting me like every day about, can you believe blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh yeah, keep going. You're in for some good stuff.
And that closes out Respawning Fire's combined top 10 list. Some quick fun stats for you all. Last year, our game of the year was Astrobot. I am Astrobot, which was on 5 out of 7 people in attendance lists. And it won that spot with 41 points. This year, as was said earlier, Dispatch was on all 7 of our lists. However, it was the only game in the top 4 to not be the number 1 spot on anyone's lists.
Oh.
On last year's list, our second place game was Dragon Age, the Vitelgard, aka the Veilguard, with 34 points. This year's second place, Expedition 33, got 35 points, so very similar point breakdowns. However, Veilguard only appeared on 3 people's lists, whereas Expedition 33 appeared on 5 people's lists. So slightly higher concentration there. In total, 42 unique games were in contention across all of the submitted lists this year. If Hades is not counted as a 2025 game, 11 of those games were games that did not release in 2025. So if Hades is included, that's a total of 12. Though evidently only 3 of them made it to the top 10, those being Pokemon TCG Live, Hollow Knight 1, and Hades 2. The only games that appeared on more than one person's list but did not make the top 10 were Split Fiction, which was on Chad and Joel's lists, and Repo.
That's right. Ride or Die, baby.
Which was on Adam and Samson's list. So this is a part of the show where we will go into each person's individual top 10 list. I do want to say real quick, I'm looking at the time right now, and we've been going for just a little over 2 hours, which would make this episode already longer than our prior Game of the Year episode, and we've not even done the top 10 list. So we don't need to be incredibly detailed or in-depth. If going through our lists, there's a game that we already talked about extensively, we don't need to dawdle over it. We can just highlight any individual games we didn't talk about, any secret delights that we wanted to shine a light on before we close out tonight's episode. I will start real quick with my list. Oh, there we go. OBS was a little slow on the jump. Starting from bottom to top, at number 10, I put the original Hollow Knight. At number 9, I put Dredge, which is a game that we played as part of BARF towards the end of the year. Number 8 was Dispatch. Number 7 was Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Number 6 was Citizen Sleeper 2. At number 5 was The Alters. At number 4 was Death Stranding Director's Cut. 3 was Donkey Kong Bonanza. 2 was Pokemon Legends ZA. And 1 was Hades 2. Dredge was a fun little surprise that I was not expecting to enjoy as much as I did. I knew going into it that it was going to be this horror-themed fishing experience. Did not expect it to be a just really solid and concise action-adventure game, very much in the spirit of games like The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. I thought this was just a really fun time, and the extra little horror, how do you call that specific kind of brand of horror? Like existential, cosmic horror. Like it was a little spice on top that brought the meal together. The Alters at number 5 is the one game where I'm very happy overall with the top 10 list that we ended up at collectively. The Alters is the one game where I'm like, man, I really wish that more people had played the Alters, because I really, really, really came to love this game, and it's a game that I very likely would not have played had people not voted on it for me to play it as part of our end of the year GOTY BARF game. I thought that I forget his name, but the actor that basically performs the roles of every single character in this game, which essentially are all just clones of the same character, phenomenal work. I thought the game had some truly riveting narrative twists and turns, a lot of really tough decision making that harken back to some of the equally great decision making in a game like Dispatch that I also played through this year. The Alters, if there's one game from this list that I would tell you all to go out and play immediately, it's The Alters, because I think that it truly punched above its weight and delivered a just fantastic experience. And at number 4,
back that up, by the way, the Alters, I didn't put it on my list, but it was one of the last cuts I made. Alters, it fucks hard. That's a good game.
And finally, Death Stranding Director's Cut. I played this game basically in anticipation of Death Stranding 2 coming out. I'd previously tried Death Stranding 1 back when it came out back in 2019 and didn't really stick with me. This time around, I gave it an honest attempt, and it really clicked with me this time. I don't really have too much to say about Death Stranding 1 that I already kind of intoned about Death Stranding 2 earlier. I think Kojima's style is impeccable, and yeah, I'm looking forward to finally getting to the end of Death Stranding 2 and seeing where I would rank it against the original. With that, we'll move on to Adam. Tell us about your list.
What is my list? Let me look at it. Going from bottom to top, number 10 is Repo. I just kind of wanted to represent. People say friend slop is a derogatory, but I think it's good. I wanted to have a game that is like a multiplayer focused fun thing. So I put Repo number 10. Number 9, Jurassic World Evolution 3. I've put 30 hours in that game in 2 weeks. It's excellent. Jeff Goldblum is a national treasure. 8, Hollow Knight Silksong. And number 7, The Outer Worlds 2. A lot of Obsidian games came out this year, and I think that one was my favorite. I love that world, and I like making all those decisions with those crazy characters. It's a good time. Number 6, Blueprints. Excellent game. If you like puzzles, check it out. It's a good indie game. Check it out. 5, Battlefield 6. Number 4, Goodnight Universe, which a game I reviewed and gave a 9 out of 10 for. And I was like, well, if I gave it 9 out of 10, there's no way I'm going to ignore this game. It's from the people who made I'm Very Drunk.
Before Your Eyes.
Before Your Eyes. And it's their new game. It's a really cool narrative. It's a really neat, interesting story. I think it flew a little bit under the radar, but that game was very good. So if anyone liked Before Your Eyes, definitely check out Goodnight Universe. Number 3, Citizen Sleeper 2. Number 2, Dispatch. Number 1, Hades 2. That is my list. Very cool list. I did have initially, like, I'm not even joking, maybe like 29 or 30 games on my initial list, and I had to whittle them down. So there's a lot of good games that I didn't include, but it's just like, it was a tough sell, but good year.
Chad, I'm really happy. I didn't
real quick.
expect.
We'll get to Chad in a second. Yeah, put it back on me. I did text Cozy when I said my top 10. I said in this top 10, and I deleted all the other 20 games that I played this year, but I did put a little note. I said honorable mention, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I was too much of a coward to include it last year. That game fucks super hard. It sucks that it came out December 5th or whatever it was, because that game is excellent. Troy Baker is amazing. So I was too much of a coward last year, and I'm not going to put it on there this year because I only put games that come out in 2025. But shout out to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Very good game.
Chad, I was hoping that we would get an Atreus appearance on this podcast, and he came in at the very end, and I'm so happy to see him here. Tell us a little bit about your list, and tell us a little bit about how much you love Atreus.
I love Atreus so much. He's such a good boy. Here's my list. What you don't see is the last minute cut to Peak, which was number 10, but is now number 11. And shout out to Peak. I played that for, I don't know, 2 nights, 3 nights, but it was some of the best nights of my life. Pokemon Legends ZA is number 10, Sword of the Sea at number 9. Number 8, Split Fiction, which every time I played it with Joel, we were both like, damn, this is really creative. Damn, this is really great. But we still also never finished it. So I felt like I couldn't rank it too highly. This is number 7. Turns out, I guess I'm the only person on Earth that played Sea of Stars, Throws of the Watchmaker, which is like one of the best DLCs ever. It does everything right that a DLC should, including you don't have to remember all the shit. You don't have to remember how to play the game. In fact, we're going to take all of that away and make you do new shit anyway, and it's great. It's wonderful, touching, yummy. Liza P. Overture, the DLC to what we all unanimously decided was the game of the year, much better than Baldur's Gate 3 the year that it came out. And this DLC was also incredible.
This is when people stopped paying attention to Respawn Aim Fire, by the way, when they decided Lies of P is better than Baldur's Gate 3. That's when I stopped paying attention.
Stopped paying attention. I think we have more followers now than we ever did.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's how time works.
Yeah. I wanted on the record. I played and really enjoyed Lies of P Overture as well. I thought it was a fantastic expansion to that year's Game of the Year. I don't know if you've heard, Adam. Ultimately,
nobody credible did it. So
it was one of those things where things just got very competitive on my list, and so it kind of slipped into the 11th, 12th spot. But Lies of P Overture, great time. I totally agree.
Number 5, Dispatch. Number 4,
Dispatch.
Hollow These Nuts. Number 4, Hollow Knight, Silk Song. Number 3, Arc Raiders. Fucking get that. Get it, Arc Raiders. Number 2, Hollow Knight. Number 1. And then number 1, Clay Obscure Expedition 3. Expedition 33. Twat. Best game of my life.
Twat.
Game of the ever. Game of the everything. That's
Hell
it.
Yeah.
That's my list.
Moving on to Joel.
Number 10, Pokemon Legends Z to A. 9, I had Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which if you told me like 6 months ago that Metroid Prime was going to be on my top 10 list of this year, I'd tell you you're crazy. I love this game.
I do want to say real quick, we got kind of contentious talking about Metroid Prime 4 on the prior episode of the show. No discussion of the ways in which this game might be a little faulty. No discussion of my own personal biases. How did you ultimately see it through to the end? Did you roll credits?
No, I'm not done yet, but I'm pretty close now. But yeah, the whole crystal thing is really dumb. I think it's really stupid.
That's one of those things where it's like I don't want to talk about the crystal thing if you've not yet experienced the crystal thing, but although I did talk about it on the prior episode anyways, you can ignore me. I'm too much of a specific Metroid fan to talk objectively about Prime 4.
But yeah, I love the gameplay of it. I think it's a ton of fun to shoot. And what's so funny?
Manly Brian in the chat. Quote, did you see through to completion? Every time Cozy says he played a game to completion, I want to kill myself.
Is that something I say a lot? Do I say that a lot?
I don't know,
I
but
don't
it is a
know.
weird way to say it.
I
Why
like
do you
it.
gotta Sexualize it.
Thank you, Jerica.
To completion. So he didn't beat the game. He just played it to completion.
I see.
Manly
sounds-
Brian says, "Dog, you say it all the time."
It sounds way better than just saying, "Oh yeah, I beat the game. I played it to completion." It sounds so
I agree.
better, so much more
It
efficient.
sounds more
Now I
professional.
see it both ways. Now I
It's
see it both
literally a
ways.
sexual thing. That's what you're saying is a sexual.
No one
phrase.
said that to me sexually
never
before. Like,
thought of it
oh,
that
you
way,
you're gonna
yeah.
come to completion.
That's what I say every
Is
time.
that like no one said
I played this
really?
game till it came.
Oh no.
To completion.
Anyway, number 8, Split Fiction. Me and Chad played a bunch of that together. We didn't finish it. We didn't play it to completion together, but we did play enough of it to where it's on both of our lists. We will finish it one day, I promise. Number 7, Monster Hunter Wilds. I loved this game. The combat in this game is amazing. The story, really stupid, really lame story. But the combat and the gathering of materials by killing certain beasts to, craft your gear that you want, a specific gear set and weapons and stuff. Ton of fun. I had fun playing this with some friends. Number 6, Ghost of Yotei. 5, Dispatch. 4, Avowed. I thought Avowed was awesome. I know like a lot of people either didn't like it or just didn't play it. But I thought it was awesome. It had its, it was lacking stuff, right? Like the AI in the game, like the computers in the game, they were just like really dumb. Like you couldn't interact with most of the people in the game. You can only really interact with the people you needed to. But I thought the graphics and everything were awesome. I loved that universe that they were in. It was a ton of fun. Number 3, Battlefield 6. 2, Arc Raiders, and number 1, Clair Obscur. So yeah, great year.
Hell yeah, Jerica, as thanks for complimenting my use of to completion earlier, I'm going to let you go next. You may have already been in order to go next anyways, but I'm going to let you go next anyways.
I'm finally gonna come to completion with my list.
Oh no.
Number 10. I don't know how you say the name of this title. Is it Absalom?
Absalom.
I've been saying Absalom. Been playing a lot of that with Audrey. We sort of fell off a little bit, more so me than her, but that was a surprising little, because I'm not like a side scrolling, like old school arcadey beat 'em up type gal, or it's been a long time since I played, but I love that you can play with someone else, like couch co-op, and it's a roguelike, and it's so much fun, and I love the art style. It's pretty. I was like, I had to put it on the list. I did not expect to get drawn into this game. Octopath Traveler 0. Haven't played that to completion, so I'm not gonna spread too much. I just know, like, holy shit, maybe I'm an Octopath fan. I like this one more than the other ones. Maybe I'll complete it at some point this year. The one I'm going to spend the most on, and then I'm just going to breeze the rest of my list, is a game I just picked up last night. It's called Keep Driving. It's on Steam. I hope it comes to console soon. This little shit is so fucking cool. Just look up some gameplay. I'm all for any kind of obscure idea from getting. I love a game where you're like, how do you get from here to here? And this game is like basically a roguelike, but you're like a teenager. You could just got your driver's license and you're road tripping in like the early 90s. So like it's big nostalgic hit. It's pixel art, but it's really pretty. You like have to like the things that the battle system is all like these like events that you might experience like on the highway. And it's so cool. Like it's a very unique type of experience. And I got so drawn into it last night. I had a hard time going to bed because I just started playing and I was like, this is so cool. It had to make my list because it's so unique and really fun to play. Number 7, Ghost of Yotei. 6, Dispatch. 5, Donkey Kong. 4, Hollow Knight, Silksong. 3, Expedition 33. Number 2, Power Wash Simulator 2. And number 1, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. That is my list. Game of the Year edition, 2025.
Game of the Year edition, 2025.
To completion.
To completion. Next
Almost
up,
to completion.
Samson, tell us about your list. There's a very interesting entry on this list that I'm
I will
excited to get to.
I'll get to it. I won't. Yeah. The thing about me is I never finish games to completion. I never make it to completion.
Never.
Never. Wow.
Maybe. Pokemon Legends at number 10. Ball Pit at number 9. Late inclusion. I finished a lot of TV shows playing Ball Pit on the side. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 at number 8. I know it's a little low, but I just had a really good time with a lot of other games. Hades 2 at number 7. Number 6, as Cozy was alluding to, Hot Streak. And chatting with Cozy on Discord leading up to this, I swear I was going to make a brain vessel pop because Hot Streak is not a video game. It is a tabletop board game. I will spend the most time on this. But Hot Streak, if you don't know what it is a... Have you guys heard of Camelot? Do you guys like sports betting?
Oh, I love sports betting. You got me.
God.
Hot Streak is kind of like a tabletop game where you're guessing sports betting on which little mascot will win the end of the race. I have the box here. A little visual
That sounds
aid
fun.
for those watching.
Careful, there's a hot dog.
Oh,
Like this. There is a hot dog. There is
cool.
a hot dog. Oh man, I should have pulled them out. But they come in this little box. You race these little figurines down a track. Your job is to guess which one wins in each race. And the track pulls out like a mat.
Oh my god.
Very
This is so cool.
Hot Streak has been a hit at parties, like my friends' hangouts. Like I played it with my college friends who are all mothers who don't play video games. They love Hot Streak. I played it with kids. It seems very complicated at first, but it is very much a game about guessing and influencing which little mascot racer will make it to the end. And that is why it is number 6 on my list. It has hit with many, many, many different types of demographics and groups.
Number I do want to
5.
say real quick before you get to number 5, I do want to just say Samson did also submit a version of his list that did not have Hot Streak in it. That was just some, I forget what video game it was.
That was
it
Jackbox.
Jackbox, right.
The new one's
And
pretty good. Yeah.
I did the calculations, and like the Jackbox version of the list would not have meaningfully changed the ordering of the top 10 lists that we arrived at. So I was like, yeah, it's not going to make a difference. So you can put Hot Streak in there. It wasn't just a spur of the moment decision. I did run the tables first just to make sure it was all above board.
You ran the simulations. Love it.
Yes.
Number 5 is Peak. And I am so sad that Peak or my number 4, Repo, did not make the top 10 list because those are the games that have had the most like Steam playtime hours on my list this year, Repo and Peak. Number 3 is Consume Me. This game is a Samson-ass game. It is a game about growing up. It's a turn-based lifestyle RPG where you are navigating this young or this late teenager, young adult's life and just kind of like being a young woman entering adulthood. And I was like, oh, I see a lot of myself in this. so Consume Me is a Samson-ass game. Dispatch, of course, making it to our top or our number 1. And then Pokemon TCG Live, because that little competitive card game has taken over my life for the past year. And it would feel wrong not to put it at number 1.
Awesome sauce.
Samson, add me on Steam. I'll play Repo with you since I don't get invited to play other games with other people.
Oh, hell yeah. Send you my Steam code.
Jordan, let's close things out.
DJ Nasty.
We will close things out here. The one thing I got
completion.
I always, unlike Samson, I always finish everyone to completion.
How can you?
To you.
How can you not?
I appreciate this guy.
Now, the one thing I do want to call out is that all of you pronounced Pokemon Legends ZA wrong. It's actually Pokemon Legends ZA because we're in Canada.
That's right. It's actually not.
It's actually
hey,
actually,
in Japan, they say Z to A, so
I don't believe you.
On the east coast of Canada, we speak differently. It's ZA over here.
What do you call the guy
news to
who
me.
like calls on the Power Rangers to go do their shit? You call him Zordon? No.
Okay, hold on.
I
I
actually
need to
don't
stop
call
here.
him ever.
Jordan, sorry.
That's okay. Jump in.
Cozy, I thought we were saying Zed because of you guys over on the East Coast. So we've been saying
Really?
Zed for no reason. Yeah, I thought it was a French thing.
Huh. I wasn't aware of that.
I think we
No,
need to
in French you
visit
say
the government here.
you say like "zé," like it's not Zed. I don't know where the D
Isn't
came
it?
in.
I think it's a British thing, and technically y'all are still under the rule of the king. So that's
You
probably
guys
why it's-
are under the
Ah.
British flag. That
Yeah.
is true.
We do love a good
All
king.
right, we'll figure it out. Canadians.
Yes, that's right. That's right. All right, jumping into my list. Number 10 is Dragon Age Veilguard. So I was happy to hear that you guys appreciated that game last year. I didn't get around to it till this year, but it does land in the 10 spot because something happened on the PS5 version and the performance just went to shit after I must have had 25 hours in it. And I was digging my time with it a lot. And then every time I booted it up, it just was running like a slideshow. So I had to kind of move on from it. But I would have loved to keep going and, see that one to completion. I guess that's the one exception to the rule. Number 9, Super Mario Party Jamboree, of course, came out in October of last year, but one of the best Mario Party entries in recent memory. Moving on from there, Pokemon TCG Pocket. With this pick, it's honestly like, look, I play this game multiple times a day. Don't think I have missed ripping a pack since the game launched. So it has to make my list probably every year until I kick the habit. Number 7 is Thank Goodness You're Here. A little game that I believe they called a slap former because you run around slapping a lot of things in it. And realistically, I think it's like a 3-hour experience from start to finish. But just absolutely my brand of humor if you've played it before. Number 6 is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. Now, this game came out in April of 2022, and I really don't want to say anything about this game because if you haven't played it, it's best if you go in blind. It is a game about games, and that's all I'll really say. But I had a great time with it. Number 5 is Uncharted 4 in the Legacy of Thieves collection. And this one made my list kind of surprisingly. I haven't gone back to play Uncharted 4 since it originally released, but playing through this game again just reminded me of how good the Uncharted series is. Really made me hanker for a new Uncharted. And I got my fingers crossed that the 007 game coming out next year kind of satisfies that itch. So we'll see what happens there. Number 4 is Sword of the Sea. Number 3 is Ghost of Yotei. My number 2 was Dispatch. And number 1 was Hollow Knight Silk Song.
And with that, we've arrived at the end of this year's Respawning Fire Game of the Year show. Like we said at the top of the stream, this is our final piece of live content in 2020. I was really hoping I could get through that without flubbing a line. This is our final piece.
Couldn't see it to completion.
I couldn't see it to completion. This is our final piece of live content in 2025, as after this we'll be going on a quick break until early January. But if you're craving more RAF content during the wait for just $1, you can obtain our longest episode of Rafter Dark to date over on patreon.com/respawningfire to tide you over. And of course, you'll also be able to enjoy this episode once more when it publishes on YouTube and podcast services, either tomorrow, which is a Thursday, or Friday, depending on how long post-production takes me this time. We had a tremendous time this evening, but it couldn't have been as tremendous without the presence of our illustrious and incredibly knowledgeable guests. So before we close things out, Jerica, Jordan, Samson, let the people know where they can find you and what you're currently up to that they might enjoy, starting with Jerica.
You can find me everywhere at Jerkachu, and there's that bright mode again on my computer. Why is it doing that? God. Find me everywhere. We are about to wrap up the year as well at JK Games. You can also follow our content there, JK Games Podcast. We do a video game book club, and we're going to be playing some more games next year, and we would love for you to follow along. And we'll be kicking that off in the middle of January. And yeah, that's it. I think that's all I got to share. I feel like there was something else, but I don't remember.
Hell yeah. Samson, I see you already have the name of the podcast prepared on screen.
Grow Up, Level Up. the podcast where we interview folks about the fun and games that helped us grow up and celebrate how play and games influence our lives today. We primarily do, or we try to do, interviews with folks like the folks here in this podcast every once in a while about the games that helped them grow up and then how they fit fun play games, could be movies, could be sports, into their day-to-day lives. We've had game developers, we've had CEOs, we've had community managers, people from all types of industries come across our show just to talk about the importance of video game and playing and having fun in our day-to-day lives. Other than that, Jordan and I like to do a series called Sunset Selects, where we just try to recommend the fun and games that you should be spending in your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5. So find us on Grow Up Level Up on everywhere, on all your socials. On YouTube is where we primarily are hosting our shows, as well as growuplevelup.com, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Discord. Wherever you find Grow Up Level Up, will be there with Jordan's beautiful baritone voice.
Hell yeah.
5 to 9 after the 9 to 5 is a brilliant slogan.
Anything
Yeah.
extra to
That's
add,
credit
Jordan?
for that.
Thank you.
Nothing extra to add. I will simply say thank you for making Samson go first, so I didn't have to say all that. You can follow me
You're welcome.
all over the internet at Sir Dr. JM. That's Sir DRJM.
Anywhere jelly is sold, you can find him sending people to completion.
And with that,
If that's my
It's
reputation,
time-
I'm okay with it.
to bring this podcast to completion, thank you once again for tuning into Respawning Fire. We'll see you next time in 2026.